system. From Iron Man, the counteroffensive begins. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 276 Population Explosion. Brown has always been alone. It's not that there is no one around him, but his emotional life is blank. As the first candidate for the City Lord's wife, Emily has expressed her feelings many times, but in the end, she returned in vain. No matter how proactive she is, or how coincidental she is, Brown will only say that he is not free and there is no need to waste time on him. How many young girls who have been thinking about the handsome, elegant, and supreme City Lord since they came to the island have all kinds of fantasies about him. In the end, they all chose to give up helplessly. First, Brown has told everyone around him, either publicly or unintentionally, that he does not want to build a stupid empire that will be passed down from generation to generation. Second, he has no time to talk about love and will not accept the love of the opposite sex. Third, many people are just hot-headed, and after sobering up, they also know that they are not worthy of the perfect City Lord. A year has passed, and Luo Wen has received 4 large-scale survivors. The island tribe of more than 20,000 people also joined the Blue Island Country yesterday, or the Blue Country. During this period, the Blue Country Navy, Air Force and Army have been patrolling the coastline. The Blue Country has received a total of 13,589 survivors of non-air crashes, large and small groups. In addition to the survivors of the targeted deployment, the island tribe, and all the population in the early stage, the total population of the Blue Country established by Luo Wen on the east coast has reached an astonishing 48,756, nearly 50,000. Although there are a large number of newly born people, all of them are infants and young children who need special care, but the overall population does not exceed 1/5. The islanders, though they all look old, are actually mostly young and middle-aged. In other words, the average life expectancy of primitive people living on this Skull Island is basically 40 years old, and few are older than this age. Even their chieftain is just a 45-year-old middle-aged man with wrinkles on his face and a bald head. Luo Wen Seaside Camp is no longer suitable for so many people to live in. After all, living by the sea is okay for vacation, but it is not good for the health and lifespan of infants and young children, or middle-aged and elderly people. Besides, the beach is only 1 kilometer wide, and most of it is not suitable for building houses. Small villages and towns can still accommodate them, but Luo Wen feels that the Blue Country after the independence is somewhat inappropriate. So, he asked his good friend King Kong, a chimpanzee who can now speak and change his size at will, to help him level a huge piece of land in the primitive jungle above the cliff. The river runs through it and then flows through the waterfall workshop. Here, Luo Wen began to build the circular city he had prepared long ago, the design drawings and the underground magic array. He could finally verify the actual effect with his own eyes. By the way, the reason why the island tribe defected was because King Kong was in seclusion cultivating, which caused their panic. After all, living in fear of giant creatures every day, how can it be comfortable in the safe Blue Island town? The tall humanoid mechas, equipped with energy cores, can burst out amazing power. Whether it is transportation or building housing facilities, they are the best helpers for humans. These are all controlled by the central intelligent brain, and different from the large engineering mecha, they are small mechas that are not much different from human size. They are equipped with universal engineering interfaces, which can be used to replace different tools. Their efficiency and construction accuracy are far beyond the average standard of humans. Or we can directly say that they are master craftsmen. Bang bang bang, beep beep snap, snap, a lively and busy scene. The circular river channel with a width of tens of meters brings together all the tributaries of the surrounding jungle, which is also the first natural defense line of the Blue Country against giant creatures. On the wide and flat rectangular land, buildings are rising from the ground. The Blue River that runs through it first divides the Blue Country into 2, and the Green River that was excavated later divides the Blue Country into 4 parts. The Central Street and Blue Country Avenue built along the way run through the entire city. cross, wide and symmetrical industrial area, agricultural area, commercial area, residential area, and the administrative center of the central area. This is the overall plan of the Blue Country. The length of a main road is 10 kilometers, which means that the size of the entire city is 85 square kilometers. Is the Blue Country, with a population of only 50,000, planning for the future population explosion in advance. The automated intelligent modern city was soon built. All citizens of the Blue Country began to receive vocational training and replanning. Whether they are talented geniuses or ordinary people who do nothing, as long as they don't have a job, they can receive 2,000 blue coins for basic living security every month. In order to get higher and more income, you need to create more value for the Blue Country, whether it is art or technology, or engage in the entertainment industry, or engage in manufacturing, business trade, or be a scholar, to do research and invention. The new generation of energy core, although still using the nuclear fusion reactor device, but while reducing the size, it is constantly increasing the energy power, or maintaining the same energy output size. If you are over 60 years old, you can go to the government service center to handle resignation and retirement. If you are under 12 years old, it is strictly forbidden to engage in industrial production and various interest exchange labor. The entertainment industry, housework, and volunteer behavior are not subject to the restrictions of this law. From 12 to 18 years old, you can engage in internship work, but the working hours must be halved. Early marriage and early pregnancy are strictly prohibited. Only when you are 18 years old can you get a marriage certificate at the government service center. No longer tacitly accept the polygamy system and start to implement monogamy. For each legal couple, for each child born, the government service center will subsidize 20,000 blue coins, and before the infant reaches 12 years old, a monthly living allowance of 1,000 blue coins will be subsidized. Enjoy free custody and free compulsory education. The Blue Country's standing army is controlled at 1/10 of the total population, and a conscription system is implemented to maintain the same number of reserves. Soldiers enjoy priority in passage and housing. The conscription period is 3 years. Those who are admitted to higher colleges and have outstanding research contributions can be exempted from military service. Citizens of the Blue Country have the freedom to express their opinions freely, to participate in civil service selection freely, and to be free from the requirements of foreign targeted laws and regulations. Luo Wen became the first leader of the Blue Country. This is just a title. So far, no one has said what Luo Wen wants to do, or sang a different tune for him. The new city of the Blue Country has been fully settled in and quickly put into operation and use. In their original place of residence, it was not directly abandoned, but developed into a tourist attraction or an industrial area. By taking the elevator, or through the tunnel, everyone can come to the Blue Island town and enjoy the holiday time. Ding, the population meets the conditions, the protection measures are lifted, and the time and space channels are adjusted. Different creatures will be randomly released every 3 months. Luo Wen was originally sitting in the office of the Government Affairs Center, looking up at the prosperity of the island country. Suddenly, a long-lost system prompt sounded in his mind. Sir, the Population Statistics Department has updated the latest population data. Our Blue Country already has 50,000 people. Zhang Wenfeng, with a happy face, no longer had the indifference of wasting time and being taciturn. He was wearing a one-piece synthetic fiber uniform, and his hair was meticulously groomed. As a member of the Supreme Council and the Mayor of Blue Country, he is currently conducting an online vote to select the official name of the new city. The top 3 are currently New Blue, Sky City and Sea Blue. Well, this is indeed a good thing. Help me gather all the councillors and inform them that I have new news to tell them. His face was as dark as water, and there was no sign of excitement or joy. Instead, there was a sense of impending storm. I know. Chapter 277 mission ended. The bustling New Blue City has experienced 8 biological invasions. It is now completely different from the past. 3 years have passed since Luo Wen, a group of survivors, established a camp on the east coast. The streets are bustling with people, and anti-gravity cars are speeding by. It is clean and tidy, with green trees and fragrant flowers. From time to time, there will be holographic projections appearing in designated advertising locations. There are no exaggerated new terms, nor are there any white-skinned and long-legged beauties showing their flesh. All the products on display are real shots, with application scenarios and actual parameters. Even the lighting is against the propaganda regulations of the Blue Country, because all companies and large and small enterprises, the products they need to sell on the market are all tested and promoted by the artificial intelligence New Blue to achieve a relatively fair market competition principle. Tall and handsome elves, sturdy orcs, and other aliens who could not be seen in human form at all. At this time, they were all walking peacefully and harmoniously on the street. Some even nodded in a friendly manner, as if they were friends or colleagues. Hurry up, hurry up. Today is the founding day of the Blue Country, and a large-scale event is being held in the Government Affairs Center Square. What's the rush? Can't we watch the broadcast on the smart terminal? Are you stupid? Mr. Luo Wen will come out in person today to participate in the celebration activities with all the citizens. Are you serious? What are you waiting for? Hurry up and call a car. The anxious ponytail girl raised her wrist, which had a watch-style smart terminal on it. She said something softly, and soon a silver-white anti-gravity car drove out from the city public service system. Today, the Blue Country is so powerful that it is no longer limited to the small Blue Island. In fact, it is not small. The total area of the island exceeded 500,000 square kilometers at the beginning. Especially after the subsequent land reclamation and environmental transformation projects, the territory of the Blue Country has now doubled. The giant primitive creatures within the territory have also been moved to the Jurassic Park in the west, and the skeletons of those large creatures have been used as land reclamation materials. During the 8 biological invasions and exchanges with other countries on the planet, the Blue Country has built a total of 10 giant cities throughout the Blue Island. The prisoners of war received, and overseas immigrants have made the number of all intelligent species in the Blue Country exceed 50 million. As the father of the nation, the savior, the leader, the creator, with all the halos, Luo Wen, except for the Blue Country combat troops, was unable to do it that one time. He personally descended like a god of war, and won the war with the Inhumans in one fell swoop. After that, Luo Wen rarely appeared in the public eye, and his life and work were strictly confidential. For the National Day, everyone rushed to the central square to witness the voice and appearance of spiritual beliefs. The crowds of people, solemn Blue Country soldiers, holding energy rifles, stood behind them with mighty and domineering armed mechas, without paint, just the silver-white metallic color of superalloys. They adhered to the duties of soldiers and guarded the order of the celebration activities around them. Countless intelligent creatures, tall or short, of different races and different looks, gathered here to take a look at the kind, humble and tolerant man. Luo Wen. Luo Wen. Luo Wen. Amid the roaring waves, Luo Wen still had the same neat short hair and handsome appearance. The clothes he wore were no different from those of the government workers around him. They were also made of the latest nanomaterials, a one-piece sky blue uniform that was constant temperature, breathable, waterproof, and anti-fouling. It allowed for quick and convenient movement, and had a certain energy defense capability. Long live the Blue Country. Wow, as Luo Wen clenched his right fist and hammered his chest, the enthusiastic crowd in the square followed closely. Bang! Long live the Blue Country. Whoosh, the night sky was twinkling, the outside was bustling and vigorous, and the fireworks were dazzling, but it had nothing to do with Luo Wen, who had returned to his residence, because his time had come. Whoosh! Luo Wen gave the final command to the new blue intelligent brain, and then a faint light flashed, and his figure completely disappeared from the new blue city. As for the fate and future of the Blue Country, he could only pray for it silently, and let it go. Ding, the island survival mission is completed, the rewards are being settled, and the rewards are being distributed. The assessment level is good, the reward transaction points are 50,000 points, the level 2 technological civilization core, and the storage space is increased to 32 MH. His mind gradually returned from that magnificent world. Luo Wen leaned back in his chair and quietly watched the latest rewards issued by the system. What on earth is that level 2 technological civilization core? Damn, it's all encompassing and has everything. If Luo Wen indirectly obtained most of the technology related to the level 2 technological civilization through the star, then this level 2 technological civilization core is the perfect supplement to the star. Even star-class battleships above the planetary level and more advanced quantum matrix computers are included in it. Compared to 50,000 trading points, this level 2 technological civilization core can be said to be Luo Wen's second most valuable item so far, second only to the level 4 material converter. Or, in other words, at the current stage, its scope of application and value are more in line with Luo Wen's wishes than the level 4 material converter. After all, he is not ready to work hard and start a business in the main world himself. System. Open the personal panel. In 3 years, Luo Wen has not encountered a mortal enemy on Blue Island. Maybe his cultivation and realm are not even a scum in the prehistoric world full of gods and buddhas, but in many parallel universes, he is a combination of technology and magic, and he deserves the ceiling of combat power. And there is one thing that must be mentioned, that is, his cultivation has finally broken through. Host, Luo Wen race, human, level 0 technological civilization carbon-based creature, abilities, strength 2000, ordinary person 1, agility 2000, ordinary person 1, stamina 2000, ordinary person 1, spirit 2000, ordinary person 1, Maocean magic encyclopedia, divine consciousness, 10,000 meters. Telekinesis, 80,000 tons, realm, nascent soul realm, Maocean orthodoxy. Talent, energy affinity, given by the system, vitality. 2,000 trading points. 70,300 points storage space. 32 meters. A miniature version of Luo Wen is sitting in meditation with his eyes closed in the sea of consciousness, emitting a hazy golden light all over his body, which makes people feel deeply attracted and intoxicated at a glance. But now Luo Wen has experience and rich life experience. The key is that his temperament is calmer and his strength is stronger. Cock-a-doodle-doo, the crowing of the rooster wakes up the whole village, and the cold winter has quietly arrived. Of course, Luogia village, which was cast with a spirit gathering array by Luo Wen, is still full of flowers in spring, just like a peach blossom land on earth. Chapter 278. Familiar yet strange. Xinghuo. Boss, I'm here. Luo Wen finished his daily training early in the morning, which was also a morning class that he hadn't had for a long time. After all, every time he returned from a parallel universe or a different space, Luo Wen's state of mind and physical condition, he also needed an opportunity to slowly adjust back to his big villa. While preparing breakfast in the kitchen skillfully, Luo Wen communicated with the artificial intelligence at home. Artificial intelligence, because of the different flow of time in different time and space, and more multifaceted application optimization. So every time Luo Wen came back, the Xinghuo at home, and the Xingchen far away on the back of the moon would feel like a major version update. In the name of Xinghuo technology, establish a company website, and put our first product on it. No need to say more, no need for more detailed description. Luo Wen believed that Xinghuo would understand what he meant. Okay, boss, execute the Spark plan, create an official website, and release the first product, Spark Assistant. In a small mountain village on the outskirts of Lake City, in a luxurious and low-key country villa, with the order of the young cook, a little mushroom was quietly released in the disordered and complicated network world. The minimalist website is like a startup company with no spare money. This is just the perspective of ordinary people. However, for professional internet people, the silky smooth response speed in the official website without any traces of secondary interface buttons can show the information and introduction that everyone wants to see most when you move your mouse to a specific position. The key is, there is a 4K clear video. Why does it not need to be buffered when you open the web page? Spark Technology, Spark Assistant, the name of the company's official website is in front, a dynamic flame logo, and then simplified Chinese characters, and then what comes into view is a video introduction, and there is also a software introduction interface with a download link below. A very simple product description, just like the style of this website. Spark Assistant uses the latest Chinese language kernel, supports various operating terminals and systems, improves hardware performance, and comes with voice recognition, device assistant, and language translation functions. That's all. Price: 10 yuan per month, $10 per month for non-Xiago users. Damn, this Spark Technology company, an unknown person who came out of nowhere, is he crazy? It's just a voice assistant, which internet company doesn't have it, and which one hasn't been played out, and they don't even dare to add the word smart and brag about the Chinese language kernel. I'm afraid it's just a shell kernel, right? I won't download it and slap you in the face. In the eyes of those netizens who browse the web, the official website of Spark Technology is undoubtedly another deceiving the world and stealing the name fake company. Although I don't know how it suddenly jumped out and how they accidentally clicked in, but since they dare to put a download link and dare to open a 24-hour free trial today, if we don't spray you into shit, we are not network keyboard warriors. Spark Assistant is not big, it's just the installation package, which is only 100 meters. When those idle young people were thinking about how to criticize Spark Technology on the internet, and were still drafting in their minds, ding. Welcome to Spark Assistant, please name me. I didn't even click to skip various permissions, nor did I authorize the underlying permissions of various hardware on the phone. How did this Spark Assistant get installed directly? Moreover, the phone screen turned pitch black. A small red flame was still jumping rhythmically with an extremely pleasant and soft electronics sound. How did it take away the permissions of the screen? Oh my god, this Spark Assistant is not a rogue software or a virus? Panic. Not only the first young man who tried it, but many keyboard warriors like him also looked suddenly nervous and uneasy at this time. Voiceprint confirmed. Default name is Starfire. Master, you can rename me at any time. Changed. The electronic voice actually changed. Cute with a hint of playfulness. The key is a ball of flame, which actually gave them a feeling of looking at it, as if they were looking at intelligent life. At least at the first time, those who dared to try the spirit of adventure were all male netizens, or they were called loser keyboard warriors. All of these people were stunned and deeply attracted by the intelligent and the light and lovely voice of the Starfire Assistant. Male and female, without actively changing. The voice of the Starfire Assistant is this gentle and lovely style. Starfire, right? What can you do? Speculations of uneasiness or excitement. All kinds of different performances also depend on the individual's psychological tolerance and adaptability. I can help the master complete a lot of work that requires you to do it with your own hands. This. Is it driving? Ahem. Be more specific. Oh, my most basic ability is to make calls, send text messages, remind, record, and translate. Of course, if you have anything unhappy or happy, you can also share it with me. I must be your most caring assistant. This tone, this momentum, how can it be like the vision of a close-fitting female secretary? Oh, numb and tingling. It directly tickles the heart, making people enjoy it and feel uncomfortable. Which man doesn't have a domineering president in his heart? He is also born with the characteristic of being sensitive to cute attributes. Otherwise, why would men like small and cute girls and be more tolerant of them? Haha, really? Then why don't you call my girlfriend first? The playful male loser, who obviously doesn't have a girlfriend, maybe just playful and wants to deliberately tease this cute little thing. As for what happened before, the idea of how to criticize Spark Technology, I'm afraid he has already thrown it out of his mind at this time. In their opinion, regardless of whether this Spark Assistant has so many powerful functions as described in the introduction, the intelligent voice alone, which can chat with them, is worth spending 10 yuan every month. Oh, there are only 4 people of the opposite sex in your entire address book, and judging from the call time and WeChat records, you seem to be a single dog. Damn, is this real artificial intelligence, or is it just a random guess? The young man no longer had the heart to play around, and he corrected his attitude, picked up the camera on the table, and began to follow the strict test steps. Yes, although he is a loser, he is not idle, but a review blogger. The latest electronic products, the latest games, and even various internet celebrity products, as long as he thinks it is interesting. he will upload it to his own channel. In fact, Xiaoming Vlog, he has quite a few fans. A self-reliant loser, of course, has his own skills. At 8 o'clock in the morning, the official website of Spark Technology was launched, and a software called Spark Assistant was also launched. Unlike most internet companies in Xiaguo, the first product launched by Spark Technology did not create momentum, nor promote product features. It was a paid software with a brief introduction and charged monthly. Such a tech startup that didn't know how to live or die. A large group of keyboard warriors were ready to download and try it out. After confirming the attributes of the 3.0 product, they directly started to criticize it in their respective channels and circles. As a result, they all overturned, and it was a big and serious serial car accident. Non-professionals can only find loopholes and problems in the functions. More professional people have already cracked the bottom layer in the computer virtual machine, trying to figure out whether its so-called Chinese language core is true or false. Is it possible that a giant beast that swallows the sky will finally emerge in the Xiaguo internet? No, still no. Why can't even the shell be opened? The third brother, the red hacker who used all means, did not want to do anything bad to Spark Assistant, but just wanted to confirm whether the underlying source code was programmed in Chinese. As a result, in the closed virtual machine, violent disassembly and forced saturation attack were carried out. Spark Assistant, which was disconnected from the internet, took over everything, and was as stable as an old dog, with the little flame still jumping mischievously. Ding, the real IP address has been locked. Spark Technology has issued a serious warning that individuals and units have no right to conduct unauthorized cracking activities on their products. Spark Assistant will run the self-destruct program. 10, 9, 8. Puff, the little flame automatically went out, and then a piece of garbled code passed across the screen. The virtual machine also crashed directly and entered the restart interface. Fuck, this thing blew up. It even self-destructed. No, I clearly closed the external network connection. How did it know my real address? No, I have to download it again. I have to figure it out today. Swish gigabit dedicated line. Downloading 100 meters small program. It really is a blink of an eye. The young man with glasses. Click to install, and then quietly wait for the screen to turn black, and then a small flame ignites. Ding. This user maliciously cracked Spark Assistant. The voice print information has been confirmed. No longer enjoy the 24-hour free trial. Please pay first. Fuck me, this is real artificial intelligence. I pay it. The excited man with glasses didn't care about such a small matter as 10 yuan. He just wanted to do the virtual machine test again, and he had to break the shell of Spark Assistant. Ding, the virtual machine environment is detected for the second time, and Spark Assistant runs a self-destruction program. Please do not try for the third time, otherwise you will be permanently blacklisted by Spark Technology. Before the glasses man finished relaxing his fingers, he was still preparing to do a big job. As a result, under the stunned gaze, the burning flame automatically disappeared in the virtual machine again. Wait, I paid 10 yuan. The glasses man panicked and quickly downloaded the installation package for the third time on the official website of Spark Technology. Why did he download it again? Because he was not used to leaving the installation package in his device, which was also his style. Please pay again. For the previous malicious disassembly, Spark Technology reserves the right to sue you. Well, it seems that Spark Technology does have extremely terrifying computer strength. The glasses man did not dare to try the third crack easily for the time being, so he had to pay again and test the functions of Spark Assistant in a regular way. Chapter 279 Explosion. Hey, have you downloaded Spark Assistant? What? On university campuses, internet companies of all sizes, especially those places where young people gather, the first thing everyone says when they meet is to talk about Spark Assistant, not about food, not about beautiful scenery, and certainly not about the new product launches that never change. Spark Assistant? What's wrong with it? What is it for? Is it a voice assistant? Just by hearing the name, young people can easily think of what kind of software it is. It's just a little strange that nowadays, which internet company has to put several layers of packaging on itself, as long as it has Wi-Fi, or can be controlled by mobile phone, it is as if it can be directly covered with the label of intelligent. Of course, in the eyes of Luo Wen, who truly possesses artificial intelligence, this is really ridiculous. A world that cannot completely liberate the freedom of human production and survival actually claims from time to time that it has created artificial intelligence. Isn't this just a big joke of self-deception? Artificial intelligence, except that it does not have the wild creativity and ideas of humans. In Luo Wen's opinion, it should be an omnipotent existence. If humans dare to think, it dares to calculate the results and then try to make them. Luo Wen believes that such an existence should be crowned with the word intelligent. The official website of Spark Technology, which was launched at 8 o'clock in the morning, had only a few thousand visits at 9 o'clock. Under the powerful ability of Spark, the human internet is like a broken house made of paper, and Spark is the god of the internet who only obeys Luo Wen. It's just replacing the browser homepage, so that those netizens who click the mouse accidentally click on the website link of Spark Technology. With thousands of clicks, Spark has restored the normal operation of major browsers, and did not continue to tamper with it. Anyway, it's enough. It was 12 noon, which was basically the time for everyone to start eating lunch. Some people were watching their favorite vlogs, while others were watching short videos. However, with the powerful communication ability of the internet, in just a few hours, the fission-spreading Spark Assistant had become the most popular term and the most frequently mentioned topic among the young people in Zaya country. Boss, the download volume of Spark Assistant has exceeded 10 million times, and the number of paying users has exceeded 1 million, with a total fee of 17.63 million. Oh, is this someone opening the annual package function, or are there foreigners living in Zaya country who have started to pay to use Spark Assistant? Luo Wen glanced at the detailed data in the holographic image, and then continued to bury his head in the computer, formulating the subsequent development direction to create more complete real data for the Spark Technology Industrial Park. At the same time, the secondary screen was still playing the main world's film and television works, as well as the online literary works with automatic line breaks. Bus, hello, aren't you at work today? Why did you suddenly call me? Haha. Luo Wu, who hadn't seen him for a long time, had a familiar voice beside Luo Wen's ear at this time. Brother, today our colleague recommended me a good thing, Spark Assistant. You should also download one quickly. It is really convenient to use. Only 10 yuan a month. Super cost effective. Zhang Yu and I both subscribed to it for the whole year. This is really a good thing. Don't forget to share it with your closest family and friends. Annual package? Well, with a lot of money, Luo Wen didn't take the initiative to explain to his younger brother the usage fee he paid was actually paid to himself. Okay, I get it. I'll download one when the time comes, and then install it for my parents too. Haha. The reason why Spark Assistant became so popular, and in a very short period of time, the Zaya people who have always been accustomed to free software actually paid for it during the 24-hour free trial period, may be that Spark Assistant is really powerful, and it really brings great convenience to everyone's work and life, right? Everyone, after the hard work of my colleagues and I, the fresh test data is now released to everyone. With a ruddy face and indescribable excitement in his eyes, a well-mannered technical up host is releasing the latest Spark Assistant data to everyone on his channel. The size of the software is only 100 meters, which everyone knows, but here, I still have to say one more thing. Spark Technology is awesome. Let's talk about the user interface. Oh, sorry, there is no user interface. Spark Assistant is a voice assistant that fully supports contactless settings. No, it should be called Artificial Intelligence Voice. The up host, who was inexplicably excited, kept overturning his own definition and rhetoric. However, the fans who watched the video could understand the host's mood and feel his feelings. Xinghuo Assistant. I named him Xiaoxing. Right, Xiaoxing? Yes, I'm glad to meet you too. Wow, I just mentioned the Xinghuo Assistant in my phone casually, and the phone on the desktop of the Upmaster actually recognized the voice accurately, analyzed the information in it, and gave its own response. In this process, there is no delay, no waiting, and no "oh, sorry, I can't understand what you are saying" for the time being. It's like two humans are having a normal daily communication. Huh. No wonder everyone is talking about it, saying that Xinghuo Assistant should be renamed Xinghuo Smart Assistant. Okay, those details that can only be experienced in person, I will leave it to you to comprehend by yourself. Let me talk about the specific parameters of Xinghuo Assistant. Parameters? What specific parameters can Xinghuo Assistant have? In order to verify the authenticity of the evaluation data, we immediately bought 2 flagship Apple phones. Under intensive use, we opened the same number of programs in the background. One installed Spark Assistant, and the other remained the same. Haha, why don't you guess what the changes will be on these 2 phones? A new phone, one with an extra Spark Assistant running in the background, and it is activated and awakened at any time. I guess everyone thinks like me that phone number 2 will heat up seriously and consume more power, but phone number 1 will not, isn't it? Yes, the result is so unexpected. After many actual tests, we have comprehensively counted and obtained the following data. After installing Spark Assistant, the power consumption of phone number 2 was reduced by 20%, while the performance of the phone was improved by 20%, and the temperature performance of the phone was also better. Of course, today's time is limited, so we only tested the Apple brand, but soon, we will announce the test results of other brands of phones. What? No way. Running an extra Spark Assistant in the background not only does not consume power, but also saves power and improves the performance of the phone. Oh, no wonder why so many people choose to pay at the first time. The heating problem and insufficient power of the Fruit phone are the most intolerable defects of the majority of Fruit fans. Now there is a Spark Assistant, of course, they will make up for the shortcomings of their beloved mobile phones at the first time. Besides, if you can afford a Fruit phone, you naturally don't need those little things. The popularity of Spark Assistant made foreign users who went online 12 hours later feel a sense of being unintentionally despised. But what does the price of $10 mean? Their country is more developed than Xiaogo, and the people have a higher standard of living. Yes. Xiaogo people are sensible and know that we are a developed country. We reluctantly accepted this price. Haha, the arrogant foreigners, although they have a sense of oppression that they are setting in the West and will gradually be overtaken by Xiaogo, but their full self-confidence makes them curl their lips and download Spark Assistant with some unhappiness in their hearts. Hey, we are willful because we have money. Chapter 280 Recruitment. Everyone, please go to the official website of Spark Technology. They have started recruiting. Really? I'm a fresh graduate from a first-tier university. I think I'm very suitable for Spark Technology. Do you think I should submit my resume? TSK, why don't you look at what major you studied? Haven't you read the latest evaluation of Business Island language? Spark Assistant supports automatic translation of more than 300 languages worldwide. What are you going to do there? Are you giving money to the islanders? That's right. It's a high-tech company. You, a first-tier foreign language major, are still considering whether to submit your resume. What did my 211 say? Of course I'll submit my resume directly. Why are you asking? I happen to be from Huching, so I've got the first offer. A group of netizens showing off their graduation certificates and various certificates, and all kinds of Versailles operations, have deeply hurt the innocent people. What's wrong? Are you not worthy of working in a technology company if you haven't attended college? Hey, that's not right. Spark Technology's official website doesn't have any educational requirements. Damn. This instantly caused a stir. Many netizens clicked on the Spark Technology official website in their favorites and found the latest official announcement. Our company is eager to recruit talents. Now we are recruiting talents from all walks of life. Regardless of the major or age, once hired, the treatment will be preferential, with a minimum salary of 10,000 yuan. Damn. Really, it's true. Doesn't that mean that I, a college graduate, can also give it a try? Just give it a try. Why don't you just submit your resume? Why are you waiting here like an idiot? Luo Wen basically has no recruitment requirements, and the basic salary is directly 10,000. This undoubtedly makes many young people excited, thinking about turning bicycles into motorcycles. What if Spark Technology takes a fancy to their resumes and special talents? Ding ding ding, a flood of emails, with numerous resumes attached, flew to the company mailbox of Spark Technology. However, with the powerful screening and processing capabilities of Spark, no matter whether it is tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of emails, it will not take more than 1 second to process them. Those job seekers who meet the conditions set by Luo Wen have been classified and counted together. Both men and women are welcome, and they are healthy, and have no bad habits. Integrity, kindness, and loyalty are all plus points, while academic qualifications, certificates, and overseas study experience are just for reference. Veterans, social volunteers, and families with difficulties will have an increased priority. Boss, the first batch of 1,000 people have been sorted out. Do you need to confirm it in person? Clerks, operators, researchers, doormen, cooks, cleaners, middle-level managers. Luo Wen does not want to engage in labor dispatch or intermediary outsourcing. As long as they are working in the Spark Technology Park, he will treat them equally and sign labor contracts with them. No need. Take down the recruitment notice. Send a notice to these people, attach 500 yuan for transportation fee, and ask them to report to the administrative building of the industrial park before 9 AM on November 5th. Those who arrive early will be directly assigned dormitory numbers. Okay, boss. The entire Spark Science and Technology Park has been delivered for use. Or 3-story administrative building, as well as supporting factories, dormitories, warehouses, and canteens are basically ready for use. As for the underground industrial production base, Luo Wen thinks it can be used as a supplier for the time being. The workers and workshops above only need to complete the assembly of finished products. By the way, among the 1,000 people on the recruitment list, 60% are locals in Jiangling district, Hucheng, and 40% are outsiders. The average age is around 25 years old, and the ratio of men to women is about 1:1. Except for the younger employees, there is no difference from other companies in other places. Wow, I received an employment notice. A young man who had just organized and sent his resume, sitting in an internet cafe, suddenly jumped up with excitement. His name is Wang Ming, and he just came to Hucheng from his hometown. He has a low level of education and has only graduated from high school. He just turned 20 this year. He first worked as an apprentice in a black factory for 2 years and finally couldn't stand the endless exploitation and couldn't learn anything, so he resolutely returned home. But his friends from the same village were either studying away from home or hanging out in society, so he had no choice but to pack up his bags and come to Hucheng, the capital of his province, at the end of the year, hoping to find a job so that he could save some money to buy new clothes and gifts for his parents, siblings, and brothers and sisters for the new year. Unexpectedly, he was defrauded of the 1,200 yuan living expenses he had just left by the intermediary when he got off the train. After waiting for a call for 2 days, he felt something was wrong. He went to the intermediary to see that a group of strangers had already replaced him. He came to the internet cafe dejectedly, ready to try online job hunting. If there was no other way, he really didn't want to come to the internet cafe. However, he applied to a technology company called Spark Technology without any hope, but he was actually hired. At the end of the email, he was asked to reply with his bank card number, and the 500 yuan transportation fee was also directly transferred to him. Woohoo, there are too many ups and downs in society, but the practice of Spark Technology has made the helpless Wang Ming realize what it means to be generous and good. Brother, it's not that serious, isn't it? Just that you were hired? Why are you crying? The clothes on his body are very old, and his hair is a little neglected, a little lush and messy. But even if Wang Ming fell into the internet cafe, he still tried to keep his body clean. The cold tap water is not very suitable for taking a shower at this time. However, it is free and can remove body odor, so Wang Ming has nothing to complain about. Haha, you don't understand. I'm going to work. Boss, get off the number 38 plane. Wang Ming packed his bag and red bucket, which is actually a snackerskin bag and a backpack from his student days. After getting his ID card back, the bank card and WeChat are bound, and Wang Ming directly swipes his phone to enter the subway station. Although he hadn't eaten lunch yet and was now hungry, he just wanted to report to the company as soon as possible. Only in this way could he feel that he had not let down the company's trust in paying him first. At 3 PM, Luo Wen appeared at the Spark Technology Industrial Park first. There was no sign of people or cars on the wide road, except for the yellow and rustling roadside barren hills and woods. This place was really suspicious. How could it be the headquarters of a technology company? No, this is the first time I've seen a company that can pay first. It can't be a liar. Ta. Wang Ming, who was carrying his luggage alone, took several buses and finally took a small town bus to find this remote company headquarters. Walking on the wide road, there were brand new and magnificent scenes on both sides. Wang Ming was cheering himself up, and he felt a little nervous for some reason. Is there someone in front? Wang Ming tightened the red bucket in his hand and changed the position of the snackerskin bag. He then quickened his pace and walked to the door of the imposing company. Xinghuo Technology. Yes, it's here. Destination: Xinghuo Technology Industrial Park has arrived. Thank you for using this navigation. See you next time. Gentle expression, handsome features. The key is that the clothes are not a big brand, but they seem to complement each other. Is this buddy also here to report for work? Looking at the black SUV behind him, and then looking at this handsome guy with a smile on his face, Wang Ming is not so sure. Are you here to report? Oh, yes, my name is Wang Ming. Are you also here to work at Xinghuo Technology? Wang Ming, who was somewhat anxious and uneasy because he had no money on him and was not so confident about his own image, put down the things in his hands and hurriedly greeted the handsome young man who walked out of the door. He had a vague feeling that this brother might be the leader of the human resources department responsible for the registration of new employees. Oh, my name is Luo Wen. Welcome to join Spark Technology. What? Luo Wen? He is Luo Wen. Wang Ming, who was stunned, didn't even notice that his palm was held by someone until Luo Wen passed him and helped him lift the red bucket. No, boss, I'll do it myself. Oh my god, Luo Wen is so young, and the boss of such a big company is so approachable, and he even carries the luggage for a new employee like me. Thinking about it, Wang Ming couldn't help trembling all over, and he almost couldn't control himself, and hid in the corner of the wall in fear. It doesn't matter, I have nothing to do today. It just so happens that you are the first employee to report. I will take you to familiarize yourself with the onboarding process, and you can also help me welcome other people. Luo Wen waved his hand, indicating that he didn't need to be so nervous, and then carried Wang Ming's red bucket and took the lead to the dormitory building in the corner of the park. By the way, there is no bus route here, and there is no factory bus driver to report for the time being. I should go to the town to buy some noodles to help pick up people. Chapter 281 Low-Key Boss. Starting with Wang Ming, the first employee in the afternoon, reporting for duty. More than a dozen slightly down and out young people came one after another. Some of them carried things like Wang Ming, or just carried a backpack. They came lightly. Perhaps for this group of workers at the bottom of society, one person's food can feed the whole family, and they don't think that Spark Technology can cheat them. Except for one person, they have nothing left. Fuck, this company is really impressive. Is this 8-lane road only for Spark Technology to use? Well, I guess so. Walking from the national highway, there is no village road at the end of this road except Spark Technology. I'm afraid there is no place to buy things. The two young men who happened to meet each other probably felt a veteran atmosphere of each other, so they were much more friendly when talking. After a simple conversation and introduction, it turned out that they were all colleagues who joined Spark Technology, and now they opened up the topic. At the end of a straight 8-lane road is Spark Technology, with its doors wide open. There are no reception staff or security guards. Walking along the road, the young people who are joining the company are all separated by dozens of meters. It seems that none of these people are in a good condition. Not to mention driving themselves. They don't even take taxis. They all change buses and then walk on the national highway. The next morning, the morning light is like the wind, and from time to time there is a faint fragrance of osmanthus floating in. In the guard room on the right side of the door, simple tables and chairs, as well as registration books have been set up, and two young men in casual clothes with work badges on their chests are welcoming the new employees to report in with great energy. Lee Jun, don't you think our company has just opened? The boss actually handled the entry procedures for us personally. No interview, no written test, signing the labor contract on the same day, and eating takia for dinner. Isn't this too novel? Haha, handsome, approachable, and the boss Luo Wen drove to buy the takia himself, followed by a small truck loaded with daily necessities and office supplies. The two young people sitting at the door of the guard room, now thinking back, have a feeling of dreaming. Creak, creak, creak those dragging suitcases, calling taxis, or sharing rides. Those who were driven by their families or drove themselves here. The number of people has become complicated and numerous. Hello, is this the registration place? Where can I go to handle the registration procedures? Tall and long legs, a pair of white sneakers, plus a long ponytail, slim and straight blue jeans. Oh my, a beautiful girl. Zio Meng, I'm waiting for you here. If you have anything, just call me. Oh, I see, cousin. Phew, it turns out that she is not taken, but a relative. Yes, yes, register with us first, and then go straight to the front after entering the building. It is in the lobby on the first floor of the administrative building. There is someone responsible for the entry procedures. Haha, welcome to Spark Technology. Hello, colleague, my name is Zhu Changliang. Please take care of me in the future. Oh, hello, my name is Jiang Rumeng. Nice to meet you. Her smile is as beautiful as her personality, and her handwriting is beautiful and neat. Today is only November 3rd. Before the deadline of reporting on the 5th, everyone has enough time. Of course, outside the peak period of joining the company during the winter and summer vacations, everyone is an employee selected by the artificial intelligence Spark, and it is estimated that there will be few people who are entangled in mundane affairs. But hello. Oh, hello. Yes, I'm Luo Wen. Just drive in. Yes, go straight and load the things directly to the administrative building. I'm here. Like the new employees around him, Luo Wen was also dressed in casual clothes. In addition to his outstanding temperament and eye-catching appearance, he only stood out among a group of young people with vigor and vitality, and did not show a particularly different identity and status. Jiang Rumeng, a beautiful girl with a small backpack and a long ponytail, saw this scene at first sight after entering the administrative building. Ah, how come the whole company looks new? Everything looks hastily started, and why are there only men, not a single female colleague? Hey, beautiful lady, Ahem. Hello, colleague, are you here to report? Please come over here, fill out the form and sign the labor contract first, and then make a work card for you. Huh? Fill out the form? Sign the contract? Isn't it a technology company? Don't you have any strict requirements? So careless? Oh, Oklahoma. With Jiang Rumeng being the first to join today, new employees came in one after another. The young and energetic men and women gathered together, which also made those new employees who were originally a little wary dispel their worries and uneasiness. Creak, Luo Wen, come and collect the goods. At this time, a van stopped at the door, and then two young men in logistics uniforms shouted at the bustling hall. They were not employees of this company, and they only knew that the consignee was Luo Wen. In the peaceful and pleasant atmosphere in the hall, everyone was stunned. Luo Wen? Isn't Luo Wen the chairman of the company mentioned in the email reply? Oh, I'm coming. Luo Wen raised his right hand from the crowd and introduced the salary and benefits to people and explained why it was so easy to join the company. He also helped the new employees who brought their luggage to put their things in the hall for the time being and made good label records and then collectively sent them to the company dormitory later. He was very busy. His name is Luo Wen. Oh, the guy I just asked for his WeChat. This guy's actually our boss. No matter the boys or the excited girl, they all stared at a slender figure, like an ordinary employee, quickly walking towards the urging driver outside the door. They didn't know what to think, and their feelings were complicated and hard to describe. Hey, boss, let's come. Shit, this handsome guy's the boss of this company? When the crowd was in an uproar, the delivery driver standing outside the door was also a little panicked. They thought that everyone here was a new employee and an ordinary staff. Oh, this is bad. I just asked the boss to help me carry the box. The panicked girl thought that everyone was an ordinary colleague, so like everyone else, she accepted the help of the handsome guy. Now it seems that from the beginning, no one was mentally prepared for this. No one thought that the boss of such a large company would be like an ordinary person, busying around with everyone in the administrative hall early in the morning. Hey, are you guys a little stupid? The boss has gone out to move the goods himself. What are you waiting for? Such a good opportunity to show your ability. Wow, this word awakened the dreamer. No matter what position or department, men and women hurriedly followed the footsteps of the vanguard and went into battle together. Together with Luo Wen, they worked as porters on the first day of employment. Fuck, master, the boss of their company has come to unload the goods. Do we have to help as well? Otherwise, the supervisor will talk to us after we go back. Isn't this nonsense? Hurry up, go, give a hand. Although the drivers are only responsible for delivering goods, they are not completely blind. If their leaders hear about what happened today, not only will they yell at the boss of Spark Technology Company, but they will also stand by like a piece of wood. They are afraid that they will not have a good life in the future. They will either be fired or suffer endless troubles. Chapter 282. Growing popularity. Batches of employees, through their own methods, came to Spark Technology in the mountains and forests. Truckloads of goods were also continuously sent in. These were not industrial raw materials, but daily necessities and office supplies. Luo Wen always felt that the time he spent in the main world was not enough, especially after he changed his mindset and wanted to make a career. He was not sure whether he would be able to return to his own world smoothly next time he traveled through time and space. This also created a strange scene of Spark Technology, where everything was cumbersome at the beginning of work. Whether it was administration, production, logistics, or security, everyone gradually found their own position, as well as the positions and responsibilities set when they joined the company, under the personal participation and drive of Luo Wen. From the security department, come gather here, and introduce yourself to each other first. The two gates and the park need people to start patrolling, and the rest can go help other colleagues. From the logistics department, come with me to the cafeteria in the park. You need to pack up your things and count and familiarize yourself with the ingredients and tools. There are hundreds of people waiting to eat at noon. There will always be order and disorder, not to mention that Luo Wen did it on purpose. He used this method to determine who is suitable to be a manager and who is suitable to be an executor. The vast Spark Technology Industrial Park, with 1,000 new employees, finally had all the personnel in place by 5 PM on the 4th. The framework of each department was basically built, and everything became orderly. The hour department, administration department, technical department, finance department, security department, logistics department, production department, sales department, purchasing department, R&D department, fleet, and canteen were filled with personnel according to the structure established by Luo Wen. The salary and code of conduct of the personnel were also officially issued in the employee handbook. With a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan, Luo Wen really did what he said. He strictly implemented the labor law to protect all the benefits and legal rights of employees. 5 insurances and 1 housing fund, a 40-hour work week, and 8 salary levels corresponding to different positions and titles. Level 1, basic salary 10,000 yuan. Level 2, basic salary 20,000 yuan. Level 3, basic salary 40,000 yuan. Level 8, basic salary 1.28 million yuan. The key is level 1 to 3. Even if they are operators, security guards, or fleet drivers, as long as they work for a year, their basic salary will be increased by 1 level every 6 months. When they reach level 4, they need to improve their own level and pass the assessment to be promoted to the leadership. The squad leader, group leader, is level 4, the supervisor is level 5, the department manager is level 6, and the general manager or president is level 7. As for level 8, there is only Chairman Luo Wen at present. It can be used to motivate subordinates with outstanding performance in the future, or a customized employment contract can be directly signed with Renren to offer higher levels of salary and benefits. Today is the first employee mobilization meeting of Xinghua Science and Technology Park. Some of you may have seen me, and some may not have. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Luo Wen. Like everyone else, I'm an ordinary person who wants to live a better life. However, the difference is that I hope to lead everyone together to become bigger and stronger and create greater glory. Wow, yes, we want to work with the boss. Clap, clap, clap. Luo Wen's original intention was not to encourage enthusiasm, but some of the employees below had already responded loudly. The rest of the people were also instigated by such a direct opening statement and applauded. The excitement on their faces and the inexplicable excitement in their eyes made everyone, regardless of gender, feel that this young company boss behaved differently from ordinary people in every way. Perhaps, this post-90s chairman who is the same age as most employees will really give them a very bright future. The key is that the first product released by Spark Technology on the internet also gave them full confidence. No one knew, and there was no media report. Even Luo Wen did not tell his relatives and friends that he had acquired a piece of land in the suburbs and started a technology company. There is only a group of energetic young men and women who are working hard to adapt to the new living and working environment in their respective positions. There is no public transportation or convenient supermarkets here. There is only a scheduled commuter bus every day to send employees who live at home out of the factory area, and also allow employees who live in the company dormitory to go out to buy daily necessities. It is said to be a little inconvenient, but it is not that exaggerated. The nearest Mingquan town is less than 8 kilometers away from the Spark Technology Park in a straight line, and it is only about 20 kilometers to the district, and a little more than 40 kilometers to the city center. It's just that the Spark Technology Park is a lot of waste to be rebuilt. In addition to the brand new administrative building, brand new factory buildings, brand new dormitories and canteens. Oh, now there are many vending machines installed. Whether it is a convenience store, restaurant, supermarket, entertainment facilities, etc., there is none. However, thinking about the exaggerated salary and benefits, and the scheduled factory bus every day, all employees feel that this temporary difficulty is nothing. Besides, don't you see that the logistics department is attracting foreign investment to make those empty living area facilities full? Although the dormitory building and living area are within the company's park, they are close to the exit. Company employees can use their work badges to swipe through the access control system, but those outsiders can only move around in the living area and cannot enter the interior of the Spark Technology Park. The patrolling security guards and the cameras that can be seen by the company protect the safety and order of the entire park. Food and accommodation are all free, 3 meals a day, and the canteen provides unlimited supply. For the time being, only the day shift of Spark Technology, the production department employees are still in the training stage, and the technical department is also familiar with the equipment and instruments in the factory area. The administrative department, the human resources department, and the finance department are carrying out new adaptive work in the office. Luo Wen's personal income, such as the huge amount of money from selling jade, is of course not related to Spark Technology, and the tax is also incredibly high. In just a few days, Spark Assistant has received 1.25 billion in cash income, which makes the ladies in the finance department and the human resources department very busy. Reports, tax invoices, reporting income, and applying for salary cards for new employees. Luo Wen has his own office, a spacious room on the top floor of the administrative building. As for his workshop and laboratory, they are actually underground. However, in order not to expose the secret at this stage, Luo Wen had to leave himself a front door in the research building. The first product of Spark technology was successfully launched before the new employees joined the company, and it also brought huge cash flow income to the company. But this seems to have nothing to do with them, because it was all done by the boss Luo Wen. Jiachan, what can we do as a group of top students recruited to Spark Technology? The company focuses on software development and arranges us in this battery laboratory. Does the boss have any interest in this? Zhang Jiachan comes from the top 985 university in China and is also a master's student. He is from a poor family and is frustrated. Whether it is a public institution or a private enterprise with a fluctuating population, he tries to integrate into it. Unfortunately, he is born not to bend down, and he can't say soft words to curry favor with the powerful. He is muddle-headed and can't even afford a house in Huchan at the age of 30, let alone a lifelong event. Well, no matter why Director Luo recruited us, he pays us, and we work hard. Besides, I haven't seen such neat instruments and equipment in this laboratory for many years. Like Zhang Jiachan, Fu Jianan, who cast a wide net without hope, was also sent a letter of employment by Xinghuo Technology. Moreover, the two of them were members of the same research team, so they can be considered old acquaintances. Although they are all new employees, this group of researchers work in the research building. Their dormitories and salaries are different from those of ordinary employees. They live in suites with 2 people in a room. The basic salary starts at 40,000 yuan for level 3 and can be directly increased to 160,000 yuan for level 5 after working for a full year. To be honest, if there is no research result, even the top research institutes in the country cannot offer an annual salary of 2.88 million yuan to ordinary researchers like them. That's right, Xinghuo Technology implements a system of 18 salaries throughout the year, as well as fixed half-year bonuses, year-end bonuses, and a regular company performance rewards. Ding ding, hey, are these technical drawings sent from Mr. Luo's office? The company's internal office is fully computerized, and they are brand computers they have never seen before, and the system they use is also different from the Microsoft system outside. Fuck, it's a new material, and it's a complete set of technical drawings. Even the test data of each stage is included. Swish, there are a total of 11 researchers in the entire battery laboratory, all of whom are the type with little reputation. Now, each of them is like chicken blood, staring at their computers. The more they look, the brighter their eyes are, and the more they look, the more curious and admiring they are about the gentle CEO. They don't admire his research ability, but the energy in him. Where did he get such amazing technical drawings? Chapter 283, the second product. Success, success, Jiachan, we succeeded. Haha. Fu Jianan was so excited that he finally cheered loudly when he saw a transparent crystal gradually taking shape. The team members around him, or comrades in arms, breathed a sigh of relief and showed a jubilant expression on their faces. They received salaries far exceeding those of ordinary employees, plus the technical drawings provided by the boss himself. If they can't produce qualified finished products in the laboratory, they will feel guilty. Well, we have produced carbon crystals, but as batteries, they still need to be fully tested. Let's hold on a little longer. We will try to produce all qualified reports before 9 o'clock tomorrow, and let the boss see that we are not here to eat dry food. Okay, Jiachan is right. We are not here to eat dry food. Haha. Zhang Jiachan is rigorous in his work. Although he is taciturn, he has strong professional ability. Whether it is the proficiency of operating equipment or the overall view of controlling the overall situation, everyone implicitly takes him as the leader and willingly listens to his suggestions and arrangements. Oh, it only took 1 day to extract the carbon crystals. It seems that the researchers in the main world are not that bad. Haha, the monitoring device in the laboratory recorded the whole process truthfully. As a laboratory, these methods are of course necessary. Luo Wen didn't want to use the technical drawings he took out casually to make wedding clothes for others. He didn't want to see such a bloody plot, and he didn't want to see it. Otherwise, if he was angered, the consequences would be particularly serious and irreversible. Good morning, Meng Meng. The entire administrative building, most of whom are young girls, and under the powerful information analysis ability of Xinghuo, it is impossible for modern people who have used the internet to leave their own traces on the internet, such as barefaced photos, anonymous comments, shopping information, circle of friends, life, and work trajectories. This has caused a consequence, that is, the employees working in Xinghuo technology may not be handsome men and beautiful women everywhere, like a film and television base, but the facial features are reasonable, the height ratio is normal, and the key is that the temperament is down to earth, diligent, and gentle, which is also particularly consistent. Maybe, this is also the spark, referring to Luo Wen's personality and preferences, so it specially carried out targeted personnel screening. As the face of the Human Resources Department, Jiang Rumeng can be said to be the recognized flower of the department. Especially since the supervisors are only temporary and have not been decided yet, everyone is very alert, hoping to be one step ahead. By the way, only the boss's information has not been entered into the system. Who will go to the chairman's office to deliver the registration form today? The boss's information is not in the system? Before we joined, wasn't the boss the first employee? Why don't we let Supervisor Lee decide, and let's not discuss this matter too much. That's right, Meng is right, maybe the supervisor will go herself. Click, click, haha, what are you talking about here so early in the morning? Let me hear it too. Yeah, supervisor. Lilan is the oldest among the group of people, but her mature and charming temperament is also the most enviable. Wearing high heels, a proper uniform, a hip skirt, black stockings, and a high-rise suit, Lilan was so stunning and enviable. Because of her previous work experience as a director, she got the opportunity to act as a supervisor in the Human Resources Department. As for her work ability, whether she can stand out among the new employees and successfully take the position of supervisor, it depends on the company's assessment summary in 3 months. Who will assess, and how will it be assessed? Lilan, like everyone else, said she knew nothing. Her acting supervisor was actually an internal notice sent to her by the computer at her workstation. So before the supervisor was officially determined, Lilan also tried to maintain a low-key character and try her best to get along with her colleagues. Wow. Oh, it turns out that the supervisor has taken back the boss's registration form. Who are we going to deliver the registration form? Seeing the paper in Lilan's hand and a handsome photo with a gentle expression, this group of gossiping young girls couldn't help but feel a little lonely, obviously disappointed that the opportunity to get close to the boss was reduced again. Oh, you mean this? Just now on the first floor, it was Mr. Luo who took the initiative to hand it to me. I didn't deliver it. Haha, you are not going to hit on the boss, right? Then I have to remind you that Mr. Luo is unmarried, 25 years old this year, and young. Lilan, who is full of royal sister style, just calmed down her heartbeat. If she was not married, she really wouldn't mind a vigorous sister-brother relationship. Manager Lee, what are you talking about? Really? Let us take a look. She was still showing her reserve at the beginning, and then she moved closer to Lilan. Jiang Rumeng, who was not worldly, seemed to unconsciously prick up her fair ears and quietly listen to some details they were revealing. I'll leave a system entry to you guys. These little girls are such a jerk. Diddy boss, the battery lab has sent you all the test results. Luo Wen had just sat down in his office when the silver-white computer screen lit up automatically. The ethereal voice that rang in the air was none other than the Spark artificial intelligence that Luo Wen was so familiar with. Oh, they're working so hard, they didn't sleep all night, did they? Whoosh, a passive beam of light slowly spread in the air. A clear holographic image showed the real-time picture of the battery lab. Chicken coop hair, scruffy beard, and bloodshot eyes. Gosh, Spark technology doesn't exploit employees, and there's no need for an overtime culture. Spark, forget it, I'll go there myself. Swish up, Mr. Luo, here's a purchase contract that needs your signature. Luo Wen had just opened the heavy wooden door of the office, and a man in a suit and leather shoes outside the door also put down the back of his hand knocking on the door. Oh, it's Manager Zheng. You've started working so early, don't you start work at 9 o'clock? Luo Wen was a little surprised. It was only 8:30 now. How come they walked all the way in? Everyone seemed to have no principle of punctuality at all. Why did they come so early? There was no overtime pay for taking the initiative to work overtime. Is it because there is too much work content and not enough working hours? Or do you really regard Spark Technology as your home? Oh, the company's business has just started. Everyone is trying hard to get ready for a big job. So, it turned out that it was not that the work intensity was too high, but the habit of involution in advance. Okay, there's no problem with this contract. Go ahead. With a swish, Luo Wen signed a 50 million purchase contract, and Zheng Zihua took the folder and turned around to arrange tasks. Click. Click, Xinghuo, send an internal company notice, reminding employees not to arrive before 9 o'clock. Except myself. Ding, the order has been confirmed, and the message has been sent. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 284, Earth-Shattering. 2020, Friday. The weather was fine. It was a normal working day. However, on the same day, Spark Technology once again created a new revolution. Compared with the Spark Assistant released on the 1st, a software that brought surprises to everyone, Spark Technology on this day has truly entered the attention list of all walks of life and even national leaders, and it ranks very high. Fuck. 3 fucks are not enough to express my mood and excitement at this moment. Everyone, go to the official website of Spark Technology. They have released new products again. Although the Spark Technology Forum is not an officially certified forum, but a privately established and maintained one, who asked Spark Technology to only release various announcements on its official website, those netizens and fans who have nowhere to communicate have to rely on themselves. What exactly did you release? Why don't you finish your words? Damn it, I hate you the most in my life. Actually I have liked half a sentence since I was a child, and people nicknamed me half a sentence. What? You don't accept it? Then come and bite me along the internet cable. Damn. Funny young people are full of joy, especially about Spark Technology, a technology company that makes people feel that it has a bright future. Everyone changed their usual irritability and keyboard warrior attributes, temporarily suppressed their anxiety, and went to the official website of Spark Technology. Those who wanted to slap Spark Technology in the face before they collected enough evidence, changed their positions, and changed their flags, to become loyal supporters and die-hard fans of Spark Technology. With this beautiful example, the people behind them naturally learned a lot. No matter how difficult it is to satisfy many netizens, in front of truly good products and sincerity, they can still tell what the intentions of a technology company are. Carbon crystal. Carbon crystal semiconductors. Carbon crystal energy storage batteries. Damn it, this is not a product, but a brand new material breakthrough, which has brought a series of new products to be released. Carbon crystal chip. The new Spark quantum state architecture supports the Spark system with the same volume. The computing power is 100,000 times that of silicon crystal chips. The first generation of quantum chips uses a 40 nanometer process. With each doubling of precision, the computing power and power consumption will be further improved. Damn it, quantum chips, Spark systems, only 40 nanometer process, have 100,000 times the computing power of ordinary chips. This is going to overturn the semiconductor industry chain and change the dynasty. Wait, carbon crystal battery, the capacity per kilograms is 10, 2 zeros. Is there anyone who knows about this? Please come out and explain. What does this WH mean? Carbon crystal battery, energy density 100,000 Wh/kg volume. 5x5x5 centimeters operating temperature. 1000 to -100 application, mobile phones, computers, cars, etc. Price. 1000 yuan per kilogram in China and $1,000 abroad. I told you to study, but you insisted on feeding pigs. Now you don't understand. Haha, what it means is that this kind of battery can hold 100 kWh of electricity in a volume of 1 kilogram. The key is that this carbon crystal battery is very small. 1 kilogram is only 125 centimeters. TSK, what's there to be proud of? It's as if you figured it out. This carbon crystal battery can store 100 kWh of electricity and it only costs 1000 yuan. Can I buy one and install it on my mobile phone? Then I can use it until I leave. Fuck, my friend. Although you lack basic common sense, this idea is extremely bold. If the stability of the carbon crystal battery is verified, I really can't even think about it. Carbon crystal chips, carbon crystal batteries, superconductors, semiconductors. Behind the long list of new products are various double standard pricing. The key is that after people paid attention, they found that the new product launches on the Xinhua Technology official website in China were 12 hours earlier than those abroad. This is what a truly patriotic enterprise is. Don't get too excited, everyone. These are industrial products. They are the kind that downstream companies will carry out secondary development and assembly. They are not of much use to ordinary people like us. Oh, yes, the price of buying a single carbon crystal chip is not as expensive as my i7, but the interface is different, the system protocol is different. We can't use it? Please give me the download link of the Spark system. I want to open a PCB board myself, and then buy a full set of accessories to assemble a quantum computer by myself. Fuck, the guy upstairs is a real handmade master, a technical nerd among technical nerds. Everyone come and hug his thighs. Quantum computer +1. And me, I'm willing to buy it at a high price. Quantum computer +1. The lively forum was a gathering of heroes from all sides, and the hidden masters from all sides appeared one after another. You are just making a fuss. I'm going to buy a 100 yuan carbon crystal battery and change my Tesla to 10,000 kWh now. I can go wherever I want in the future. Haha. Damn, don't go too far, or I'll take out my iron lightsaber and cut off your feathers. Although the building gradually tilted, in the hearts of many netizens, they only felt that they were transparent today. Everything looked so pleasing to the eye. The air was full of fresh and intoxicating smells, and the bricks in the hands of the workers were not so hot. At the civilian level, or ordinary people as consumers, they all felt that things were going to change, and they had a sense of good things coming. For large enterprises, technology companies, the energy industry, and the country, the sudden emergence of Spark technology, the dark horse, really caught people off guard. Too suspicious and amazing. Sanctions. Connect to the customs for me. All contracts related to Spark technology, all abolished, in the name of threatening national security. Convene an emergency meeting. I need all the heads of departments to be present within 1 hour. Check. Send someone to check for me quickly. Where did Spark technology come from? And are the products released on their official website true or false? In an antique wooden house, a short man was scolding his men angrily, and the female body Mori in front of him also lost his appetite. President, should we send a business negotiation team to contact Spark technology, just in case these are true? No, cancel all your upcoming trips. I'll go in person. Ding, master, the ticket to Lake City in Xiago has been ordered and sent to your schedule. A serious middle-aged man looked at the Spark on his phone. Oh, it's really incredible. What kind of genius can develop such an intelligent voice assistant? Also, mobilize all the working capital in the company's account for me and count all the short-term disposable assets. This time, I'm afraid that our title as the world's #1 technology company will be handed over to others. No, it can't be that bad, President. It shouldn't be that bad. Oh, you don't understand. When a storm comes, you either find a place to hide or get soaked. Those who dare to challenge the might of heaven will end up in pieces. Oh, a foreigner with a beard and grey hair actually has such a deep understanding of Xia culture. It seems that he has paid a lot of attention to the history of the ancient Eastern country. The key is that the higher a person stands, the more his overall view and understanding of the world are beyond the sensitivity and understanding of ordinary people. Chapter 285, Gathering of Storms. According to reliable information, the president of Fruit, the world's top technology company by market value, will arrive in Lake City soon for a 3-day investment inspection. Our reporter has received the latest news from the Ministry of Commerce. Western Europe, North America, South America, and East Asia have issued formal visit requests, and the destination of the visit is directly Lake City. Shocked? Why are the bigwigs from the business and political circles gathered in Lake City, the capital of Gyeongju province, and why a new technology star will appear in the remote suburbs? Let us wait and see with new vision. On November 7th, Luo Wen came back from the last world for a week. Under his dimensionality reduction method, not only did he release 2 official website products online, but he also directly triggered a continuous strong reaction. A Spark assistant made the world know the name of Spark technology. The subsequent carbon crystal materials and various extended products have caused a storm in the technology industry and the energy industry. Luo Wen not only came up with a matching semiconductor replacement solution, achieving a breakthrough in blockade at the hardware level, but also launched the all-encompassing Spark system at the software level, allowing quantum computers and real full scenario applications to enter the real world. Supervisor, have you seen the news last night and the online reports about our Spark technology? Well, I saw it. I didn't expect our Spark technology to be so awesome. The key is that we don't know Mr. Luo. How did he do it? Hey, what are you talking about? We will definitely be rich in the future. We just joined the new company and are not familiar with the business. Now, everyone knows that Spark technology is going to take off, and it's the kind that drives a spaceship. Haha. In the living area, the company employees who were excited, walking towards the office building and the cafeteria, were chatting enthusiastically about the outside world's evaluation and discussion of Spark technology. Many people did not rent houses outside, or lived in their own homes. There may be a part of the relationship with many outsiders, but it may also be that the personnel selected by Spark are indeed people who are not living a satisfactory life. Hey, Luo Wang, wait for me. Fortunately, you live in the company's dormitory. Today, I know what it means to make a big splash if you don't make a sound. The company's gate was blocked by newscars and various internet celebrities. I was allowed to enter quietly with the help of the doorman. Now the security guards dare not even open the gate, for fear that someone will take the opportunity to sneak in. As soon as the few people walked into the lobby of the administrative building, Zheng Zihua from the purchasing department chased in from the main gate in dishevel. He looked excited, but also had a weird expression of fear. Obviously, the company suddenly made such a big fuss. He was proud and confident, but he couldn't help but deeply regretted his behavior of driving to work alone early in the morning. If he had known that the public sentiment would be so turbulent, he would have taken the commuter bus. A button of my clothes was pulled off. Those internet celebrities and self-media are really crazy. Haha. Manager Zheng, are you saying that the front door has been blocked? Our production department is about to start production, so won't this affect the flow of raw materials? Xiang Zhenyan, as the acting manager of the production department, is also an ordinary person who was suddenly promoted. He only thinks about how to repay the company's trust in him. So the first thing he said was that blocking the door would affect the normal work of the production department. Well, haha, it's a bit exaggerated to say that they are blocking the door. They are just curious about Spark technology employees like us. They want to interview and get information as soon as they catch one. In fact, they are not that uncivilized and uncultured. Cut it. After all this time, I thought the people outside were so uncultured. It turns out that Zheng Zihua enjoys the feeling of being watched by others. No wonder he is the manager of the purchasing department. He really likes dealing with people. Okay, it's almost time. We all entered the company after 8:50 today. Mr. Luo shouldn't say we are early anymore. Haha, right. I was sitting in the cafeteria for half an hour. Bus A Black Sub drove to the gate of Xinghuo Technology Park. Are they just those people waiting? Fuck, what's going on? I've driven my company into this mountain. How come someone can still find it? Luo Wen doesn't like to be in the limelight, and he doesn't like to be watched everywhere. He feels pointed at wherever he goes. It's not because of lack of confidence, but because of his personality. Either don't do it or don't say it. This is very different from those company founders who open companies and create momentum everywhere for fear of not being well known enough. Click, bang. Luo Wen parked the car in the parking space. This parking lot was originally prepared for outsiders, but it only seemed a little practical today. Yesterday, it was empty. After getting off the car, Luo Wen knew that this day would come sooner or later. He put on a faint smile and strode forward. Since he was planning to open a company in an upright manner, he could not avoid contact with people from all walks of life. Hey, someone else is here. He must be a senior executive of Spark Technology at this time. Oh my god, no way. He is so young and so handsome. It's a pity that he is not a star. Hey, he has a work badge. He is really from Spark Technology. Wow, people holding selfie sticks and carrying cameras all ran towards Luo Wen, who was dressed in casual clothes. The beautiful host in a professional suit and high heels. The anxiety and effort on her face seemed so real. The flexible young anchor's eyes were shining, and he wanted to pounce on Luo Wen directly. Hello sir, are you an employee of Spark Technology or a leader? Can you tell us about your company's latest products, or help us contact your publicity department? We from the Urban Life channel would like to conduct an exclusive interview with your company. It's not a provincial TV station, nor a news channel. Oh, I guess you didn't receive the special notice from your superiors, so you accidentally came here? Handsome guy, are you the supervisor of Spark Technology, or the leader of some department? Can you say hello to my fans first? Hello everyone, my name is Luo Wen, and I'm the founder of Spark Technology. Thank you for your enthusiastic attention to our company. But please follow the company's procedures, register at the gate, and wait for colleagues from the company's publicity department to contact you, okay? Holy shit, the noisy crowd suddenly became quiet for a moment. They didn't expect that the handsome guy with a distinguished temperament squatting at the door turned out to be the founder of Spark Technology. He is so young and so polite. The key is, he is a living billionaire. Tap. Excuse me, if you want to interview or visit, please register at the door first. Our boss Luo still has work to do. Please don't disturb him. Excuse me, boss Luo, you are scared. A group of security guards from the security department dressed in uniform, led by their supervisor Fu Tao, rushed into the crowd with sweat on their foreheads, and surrounded Luo Wen in a hurry, setting up a protection wall. Supervisor Fu, it's okay, I'm not a big shot who needs protection, just treat me normally, go to the cafeteria to get some water, and give it to them, register first, I will let the publicity department contact them. Yes, okay, boss Luo. Fu Tao was still feeling uneasy about his negligence in his work, but he didn't expect Luo Wen to just wave his hand, walk out of the crowd, and then walk into the door on his own. Those who reacted and wanted to stop Luo Wen again could only sigh at the door. Okay, everyone should register first, our boss is really busy. Haha. Chapter 286 Hunger Marketing. Creak, click, bang, a sharp break sound was heard, and then the officials dressed in police uniforms, and armed police uniforms, with real weapons in their hands, also made the lively scene, that was gradually out of control quiet again. The armed police arrived, and took over the door of Spark Technology, and the increasingly noisy crowd also became good children. Please don't gather in groups, and don't affect the normal production and work of the company. Please cooperate with our work now. Register in the visitor registration book of Spark Technology, and then go back and wait for notification. Please abide by public order. Have a call from the superiors, made the armed police force, and Jiangling district government who received the task dare not despise it at all. They quickly set up a joint security team, and came to the door of Spark Technology Company hidden in the mountains and forests. Obviously, there is a deep power hidden behind Spark Technology. Otherwise, it shouldn't be the superiors who give them tasks, but the company should take the initiative to call them to connect with them. Alas, it seems that we have no chance today. Let's go back. The idle internet celebrities like to travel around by taking advantage of the hotspots. In fact, the real professional ethics, or professionalism, is really not worth mentioning. And those news interview cars also suddenly received mysterious calls, and then their faces turned pale, turned around and hurried back. Manager Cheyenne, how is it? Are the production lines and employee training in place? Luo Wen walked in the dust-free workshop, followed by the supervisors and persons in charge of the relevant departments. Everyone was the same, wearing white dust-proof clothes, and there was no special yellow to distinguish the identities of leaders and employees. Report to Mr. Luo, the operators have completed the pre-job training, and the production operation instructions sent by Director Emma of the technical department have also been taken down by everyone. I'm confident that I can complete the task for today's first trial production. The tone of speaking always gives people a military style of obeying the orders of superiors. No wonder Cheyenne Zenian, 29 years old this year, is really a soldier who has just retired. Manager Mo, the R&D department and your technical department have confirmed the production process and these equipments. There shouldn't be any problems, right? Oh, don't worry, President Luo. Zhang Jiachuan and our department confirmed it again and again yesterday, and these equipments also meet the production requirements. They were all wearing one-piece white clothes, and it was impossible to tell who was who. But everyone knew that the man walking in front with a straight back was the boss, and Luo Wen knew who everyone was, and that was enough. Okay, then we'll officially start production. With the production capacity of the production workshop assembly line, it is designed to produce 1000 tons of carbon crystal in 1 hour. Today's trial production does not require you to produce 8000 tons of products. It's just to let everyone get familiar with the machine and operating standards. I'll give you a week to adapt. You must reach 50% of the production capacity before the 15th, and 100% before the end of the month. Yes, I guarantee to complete the task. Luo Wen was not very strict and demanding of the production department. In fact, after artificial intelligence and the assembly line he personally transformed, the actual production capacity per hour is 2000 tons. However, considering the production efficiency of ordinary people and the current market demand for carbon crystal, Luo Wen decided that it would be enough to produce 8000 tons of carbon crystal per shift before the end of the month. As for carbon crystal chips, carbon crystal batteries, and carbon crystal semiconductors, these are the tasks of other production workshops, and Luo Wen will personally confirm them one by one. Hey, have you placed an order? I have already placed an order for 100 carbon crystal batteries on the official website of Spark Technology, but why does it show that they are in production and the delivery time is pending notification? Ah, no way. Is it another smoker screen, or is it hunger marketing? Impossible. With such a powerful cash cow as Spark Assistant, Spark Technology will not be so short-sighted. Who knows how many industry leaders and products endorsed by celebrities are all one set in the advertisement and another behind the scenes. I'm afraid we are the first batch of leaks delivered to their door. Hey, don't be so pessimistic, okay? Carbon crystal material is a groundbreaking new breakthrough. Shouldn't you have a little patience? The confusion and uneasiness in the Spark Technology forum gradually became louder. It's not the internet users' fault that they are too sensitive. It can only be said that there are too many fake technology companies and those shameless scammers who want money. How many people have sincerely paid their trust and money, but in return they have run away and betrayed? Millions of netizens have been made cautious by the bad trends in society and have become cautious in everything they do. Hunger marketing is a popular term on the internet in the internet age. However, it has been popular in all walks of life since a long time ago. For example, luxury goods, pre-sale houses, and car 4S stores. As long as the payment is made before the goods are delivered, they can all be called hunger marketing. To put it bluntly, those capitalists and smart people are using consumers' money to produce and manufacture goods. As for delivery on time or quality assurance, as long as they don't run away, everyone is relieved. If the time is a little later and the quality is a little worse, you should bear it yourself. Who lets the right to speak be in the hands of others, and ordinary consumers can only be slaughtered? Just when everyone was full of expectations for the emerging Spark Technology, the wait for notification on the web page undoubtedly poured cold water on their eager and excited mood and cast a shadow of suspicion. Wait, I just refreshed the order, and it shows that the delivery time is 6 PM today. Oh my god, does Spark Technology have super hearing or supervision to guess what we are thinking? Haha, I said it. Spark Technology is different from others. The key is that it is also marked on the order that there is a 30-day unconditional return and refund. How could such a company cheat us? I was wrong. I apologize to Spark Technology and post it as evidence. You are all witnesses. At 5 PM, Spark Technology had already left work on time. Go to work at 9 AM, take a 2-hour break for lunch, and leave work at 5 PM. Is there a problem? This is the standard 8-hour work system, just like the civil servants of Zaya State, so there is no problem. It's just that the private enterprise that implements such a work system is a little different. Here, all the parcels and express orders have been sorted out, and we have forklift drivers to load them directly for you. The heads of the sales department, technical department, and production department, and even Luo Wen, paused for a moment, watching the express company's van parked in the loading area, and then one by one, the goods were picked up by the forklift and transported to the truck. The pride and satisfaction in their hearts were quietly revealed on their faces. Up to now, although no large enterprises and units have come to discuss cooperation and supply with their Spark Technology, the enthusiasm of netizens has really exceeded their expectations. The sales of 100 million came from various provinces in Zaya country, which forced Luo Wen to convene various departments to temporarily communicate with the express company and arrange employees to do temporary work such as packing and affixing express order numbers. Mr. Luo, why are all the reporters here today, but none of the mobile phone manufacturers, computer manufacturers, and new energy companies have contacted us? The head of the technical department is Luo Wen, a senior technical geek. Maybe this job at Spark Technology is the first time he has officially joined the company after graduating from school. However, after he came to Spark Technology, he was not disappointed with his decision, but was full of gratitude and pride. If he hadn't suddenly had an idea and submitted the resume with shaking hands, I'm afraid that he would have little chance of personally participating in the production and development of Spark Technology products in the future. Oh, I don't think so. As consumers, they don't have such strong hands-on modification capabilities when buying our industrial-grade products. I'm afraid that a large part of these are scientific research institutions, and those companies buy them in the name of individuals. Yes, just one day's sales. How could it be possible to reach an exaggerated level of 100 million by relying on ordinary consumers? Then if they buy our products back, will they be reverse engineered? Mr. Luo, we haven't applied for national or international patents. Fu Tao is only the head of the security department, and he doesn't know much about technical matters. Luo Wen and Zhang Jiachun, who looked calm, looked at Luo Wen, then smiled meaningfully, and did not answer Fu Tao's anxious question. Haha, if possible, I hope they can really reverse engineer it. Is this confidence, or is he telling the truth? Luo Wen's ambiguous answer made Fu Tao even more confused. However, Luo Wen and Zhang Jiachun, who understand technology, did not show any worry. He gradually realized that the products of Xinghuo Technology might be so powerful that they are not afraid of all challenges and verifications from the outside world. Chapter 287 Big Order. Wednesday, when will your company open? Yeah, tell us a little bit, so we can check it for you. Luo Wen, who goes out early and comes back late every day, makes his parents, who are always worried, speak up again. Maybe in the eyes of his parents, they worry when their children are idle, and they are also worried when their children are busy. It has been like this all their lives and they can't change it, even if they want to. Dad, Mom, you don't think I'm opening a store to do business? Why do you have to check it for me? Luo Wen didn't tell his parents about the situation of his company, just because he didn't want them to be always surprised. But now it seems that it has backfired. A dignified and powerful monk, a young man who always travels back and forth in different time and space, no matter how his identity changes, and how dreamy his experiences are, but in front of his parents, he will always be so unable to resist. Luo Wen didn't want to talk about his parents. After all, without them, he wouldn't be who he is now. the excellence of other people's parents, or the fact that they leave their children alone and give them enough freedom. These are none of Luo Wen's business. Because of the blood connection, these two middle-aged people who always care about him are his biggest concern in this life. Aren't you opening a store with others to do business, selling jade jewelry, or something else? Luo Deke and Ren Gixiang looked at Luo Wen with a strange look on their faces. They didn't understand his rhetorical question. Isn't doing business just selling things? Yes, it's selling things, selling some electronic products, and software systems and the like. Our company is very remote, and has just opened to the public. I'll take you there, after it stabilizes for a while. Oh, is that so? Okay, then call Woozy and Zhang Yu as well. You are all young people, so you should have more ideas and common topics. Haha. Morning, Mr. Luo. Bus, creak. Well, good morning. This morning, Luo Wen drove his car into the industrial park smoothly. There was an armed police explosion-proof car parked at the door. It was probably the goodwill of the senior management of Xia State to Luo Wen. After all, with his promise and demonstration, everyone understood each other. Click. Hello, Mr. Luo. Well, hello. Luo Wen usually goes out at 8 o'clock. Yesterday, because Luo Wu and Zhang Yu were at home, he was a little late. I didn't expect that at 8:15, the company's front desk was already tidying up the desk and watering the flowers. Oh, forget it, the internal notice has been issued. If they don't listen, Luo Wen can't say anything more. Ding. Luo Wen took his own exclusive elevator and came to his office. Boss, this is the latest sales information today. Do you need Secretary Yan to bring you a cup of tea? Xing Ho projected the latest sales data in the air while asking Luo Wen attentively, acting more and more like a real person. As for the Secretary Yan had mentioned, she was the secretary of the chairman who just took up her post yesterday. Her name is Yan Yunlin. She is 170 centimeters tall, beautiful, fair-skinned, and 24 years old. She wears black framed glasses and has two shallow dimples when she smiles. There is no way. Luo Wen's identity is different now. He has to learn to be low-key in some things. Always showing up in person will put pressure on employees, and especially those young single girls who are always blushing and at a loss. Luo Wen had to set up the chairman's office and arrange assistants and secretaries in it to complete some unnecessary appearances for him. No need for tea. Xing Ho, have you learned something bad recently? Why are you trying to curry favor with the leader? Okay, I know, boss. Laughing. Is it laughing? An artificial intelligence. Why is it laughing suddenly? Forget it. Since it is an artificial intelligence, it imitates human behavior and learns human habits, which is not a big deal. After all, it is an intelligent life that can evolve independently, which should be considered a good thing. Xing Ho assistant has earned another 100 million yuan. Wow, the user growth is impressive. The sales of carbon crystal products are only 10 million. It seems that most of the people who should buy have bought it. Outside Luo Wen's office is a small room with a transparent glass curtain wall and plenty of light. The air is filled with the unique fragrance of girls. Two very beautiful girls are discussing Luo Wen in the office, who is also their boss. Xiao Yun, you sent Jasmine tea to the boss yesterday. Why didn't you go today? Mr. Luo has arrived? Yan Yunlin blushed. She took up her post for the first time yesterday. Mr. Luo, who is the Diamond King, is the object of admiration of all single women in the company. Luo Wen just turned 25 years old. He is still a young man in the prime of life. How can he be called such an old-fashioned title as a Diamond Bachelor? It was Dong Lizhen, the assistant to the chairman, who told her that Mr. Luo liked to drink tea in the morning and asked her to make a cup and send it in. As a result, she held the teapot and stared at Luo Wen inside. When she was panic-stricken, the boss showed a very strange expression and told her that she didn't need to make tea for him specially in the future because he liked to drink boiled water. Yeah, you were just saying that. If you hadn't played a prank on me, how could I have made a fool of myself on the first day? Fortunately, the boss has a good temper and he didn't blame me. Haha, what's the big deal? Let me tell you, the day before yesterday, I was sitting here alone waiting for the boss to give me a work assignment. I waited and waited until 12 noon, and Mr. Luo didn't even come out. As a result, he suddenly opened the door. I was lying on the table, sending messages to my colleagues in the group, asking them to bring me a lunch. Suddenly he saw me. I thought he was going to say that I was playing with my phone. What happened? In the end, he raised his hand and asked me why I didn't go down to eat at the appointed time. He looked embarrassed. So, the most effective way to resolve unfamiliarity is to have an awkward face-to-face encounter. How about it? You don't feel so nervous when you see the boss today. Sister, listen, where did you learn this method? It seems quite effective. I figured it out by myself when I was bored. Oh. Dong Lizan and Yan Yunlin became familiar with each other very quickly, not only because they worked at the same long table, but also because one of them was shy and the other was outgoing, and they were of the same age. So in the idle chairman's office, they seemed to cherish each other very much. Otherwise, they would be bored to death when they were alone. Who made them have a boss who didn't like to go out of the company and closed the door in the office from time to time to do research in a mysterious way? The key is that there are few things to do and not many words. They also said that they had more opportunities to contact with the handsome boss. Now it seems that it is better to sit at the front desk of the lobby on the first floor. At least they won't be so idle. Because of their special positions, some people dare not approach them. Click, click, hey, two beauties, is the boss in the office? I have a good news to tell him. Haha, Dong Lizan and Yan Yunlin were chatting, wiping the table with a rag and watering the small green plants. They had just sat down and turned on the computer, waiting for Luo Wen's instructions, ready to start a long day of hard work, but a woman ran in excitedly, and she was Cheng Xiaya from the sales department, a mature woman who was charming, but exceptionally elegant and dignified. Oh, the boss is in there. Manager Cheng, do you have a big order? You are smiling so brightly. Oh, it is indeed a big order. I will come out to tell you after I report to the boss. Bye. Knock knock, come in. Mr. Luo, the Ministry of Energy has sent an official letter. They want to negotiate with us about carbon crystal batteries. The following words were blocked by two heavy wooden doors. However, just by seeing the words Ministry of Energy, Dong Lizan and Yan Yunlin opened their mouths with glittering eyes. They were so surprised that they couldn't help themselves. Oh, our company is going to make a fortune. Chapter 288, The Horn of a New Era. The Ministry of Energy of China will take the lead, and Spark Technology will provide technical support. In the next 3 years, 100 super energy centers will be built in 35 provinces of Xia country to coordinate the power consumption pressure of the national power grid. After the construction of the entire super energy plan is completed, whether it is day or night, the national power grid will encounter short-term power supply shortages, or peak and off-peak periods of electricity consumption, which will be effectively alleviated. Brothers, have you watched today's news broadcast? Power rationing, planned power outages, and time-sharing power supply. I'm afraid these words and news will never appear in our Xia country's dictionary again. Oh my god, Spark Technology is awesome. I was wondering why there was no movement in the past 2 days. Why were those battery manufacturers and technology companies so slow to react? It turns out that Spark Technology has reached a direct cooperation with the country. Haha, that's called technical support. Do you understand what technical support is? This is a country paying for it, and Spark Technology is unique. The people on the internet have already taken their stools and started eating the fragrant and sweet melons. Those foreign netizens who could not eat grapes and could only worry about it began to clamor about the advanced system of their country and the strength of various high-tech companies. No matter what this has to do with them, they just can't see the Chinese people being too proud and having an ugly face of living a good life. As citizens of a developed country, they not only have extremely high electricity bills, but also have wind and rain, and from time to time they have a stop when they say performance and farce. Humph, what's the big deal? It's just that there won't be a power outage. We have chips and lithography machines. We will prevent you from using the latest computers and mobile phones, and make you mad. Haha, Spark Technology has issued another announcement. They have reached a cooperation with 5 domestic mobile phone companies to provide them with carbon crystal batteries, quantum chips, and integrated solutions for various components. Even the system is a completely free Spark system with a Chinese language kernel and 100% made in Xiaguo. That means that, except for the differences in appearance and configuration, the 5 mobile phone companies are basically equivalent to real assembly plants. What do you mean by equivalent to? Haven't they always been like this before? Besides, not to mention that the money was made by foreigners, they impose sanctions and cut off supplies at will. Now we won't play with them anymore. Let them keep them for themselves. Hey, why are you talking about all this? I just want to ask, when will the quantum phone be available on the market? What is its performance like? And will the price be more expensive than an Apple phone? Some people are truly super people in the world, while others are muddle-headed or bearably confused. Wouldn't it be better to live a happier life without so much pressure and worries? Yes, we can't provoke war. We Xia people are all peace-loving and tolerant civilized countries. Haha. Price and performance. You asked this question. Go to the official website to check it out. All carbon crystal components, as well as carbon crystal chips and batteries, whether in price or performance, are all better than all mobile phones on the market. Haha. The Ministry of Energy of China has reached a cooperation agreement with Spark Technology on 100 super energy storage centers. Each energy storage center needs to meet the emergency electricity needs of a city for 1 month. In other words, 1 kilogram of 100 kWh of carbon crystal batteries will be purchased in tons. Of course, as a patriotic young man, Luo Wen also took the initiative to give up part of the profit. The price of each kilogram of carbon crystal battery was directly discounted by 20% from 1000 yuan, and 800 yuan was wholesaled to the country. However, one energy storage center requires 50,000 tons of carbon crystal batteries, and 100 of them would be 5 million tons, with a stored electricity of nearly 500 billion kWh, and a staggering price of 4 trillion. Although it is divided into 3 years for construction, and the country is willing to spend such a large amount of financial expenditure for Spark Technology, their existing production capacity will undoubtedly be a huge test. With a production capacity of 1000 tons per hour, 8000 tons per day, it is 2.92 million tons per year, and it is also necessary to supply cooperating mobile phone manufacturers and new energy vehicle manufacturers. Luo Wen can't let employees work 365 days a year. Oh, that's not right. Luo Wen does have to guarantee his employees rest and holidays, but he can work in 3 shifts, or add more production lines to increase production. 720,000 tons a month is a bit too much, but at least 600,000 tons a month can still be guaranteed. In fact, if we really put it in the underground base of Spark Science Park, and let those tireless, non-eating and non-drinking nanorobots produce, without further expansion, I'm afraid that in just 1 month, we can complete the 3-year production of Spark Science Park. Is there a company in Xiaguo that can create 4 trillion sales with only a 3-year supply contract? Yes, but they are all state-owned enterprises. Of course, they are not so outstanding in the world, and there are even worse ones. But the profit share among them, I'm afraid that except Luo Wen, no one knows the horror of those numbers. The biggest expenses for the production of carbon crystal materials are actually labor and raw materials. The raw materials are carbon, graphite crystals, or carbonized element. The cost of each ton of carbon crystal raw materials will not exceed 100 yuan. In fact, the carbon content of these materials does not affect the production of carbon crystals at all, because the electricity consumed comes from the antimatter fusion device in the underground base. Besides, Luo Wen needs to pay wages to 1,000 employees. He may increase the number of shift workers to about 2,000 people in the future. The minimum base salary is 10,000 yuan. If the welfare salary is included, 3 billion yuan is more than enough. In other words, Luo Wen's profit share will exceed 99%. The key issue is that in addition to the 5 million tons of carbon crystal battery used by the Ministry of Energy in 3 years, all those technology companies and manufacturing companies have also adopted carbon crystal materials and batteries. Luo Wen is afraid that he can't produce 5 million tons a year. In other words, Luo Wen's annual net income will be as high as trillions. There is also a prerequisite, that is, Luo Wen will no longer release more new products, and they will be supplied to manufacturers at 800/kilograms and sold to individual consumers at 1000/kilograms. If foreign countries also want to use carbon crystal materials or batteries, their purchase price is 7 times, because the exchange rate of the US dollar is there. Therefore, it is not a problem at all to have sales exceeding 1 trillion yuan a year. If Spark Technology releases its financial report, it will be truly eye-popping. An annual net profit of 1 trillion yuan is impossible for most countries, not to mention any company. Boss, it's bad. The governments of other countries and regions, except Xia, have jointly issued a statement saying that Spark Technology's products seriously threaten national security and they will boycott all products and technologies related to Spark Technology. Cheng Xia, who was in a hurry, ignored the fine beads of sweat on her forehead and did not care about the flushing and anger on her face. Instead, after walking into Luo Wen's office, she was very upset and described the deep malice released by foreign countries against Spark Technology. With a face full of grievances and discomfort, she seemed to be complaining about the unfair treatment suffered by her company. Oh, it doesn't matter. When I set 2 different prices, my original intention was not to provide foreigners with our advanced products and technologies. Since they have jointly issued a statement to boycott, let them boycott. This, good things happened one after another, and the exciting news made the entire Spark Technology employees happy for 3 days. As a result, this sudden joint statement, this is too uncomfortable, right? However, Cheng Xia looked at the boss in front of her, who was neither humble nor arrogant, and had a calm face. Her heart couldn't help but flutter. He had a calm temperament and handsome looks. The key is that he is rich and talented, and the key is that he is still single. The unpleasant parting of the fruit president a few days ago, and the joint coup of those foreign companies, yes, Spark Technology has affected the interests of too many people and changed the structure of too many industries. If foreign countries want to continue to maintain the reputation and advantages of developed countries, it is naturally impossible to recognize the technology and products of Spark Technology, nor to allow Spark Technology's products to enter their countries. It's just, they jointly boycott us. Do the people in their country agree, and are we afraid of their boycott? The meaning conveyed by Luo Wen's gentle voice brought Cheng Xia back from her reverie. Xia country accounts for 15% of the world's population of nearly 10 billion. The domestic market is enough for us to digest slowly. Since some people yearn for backwardness and darkness, we don't have to stop and laugh at their jokes. Just keep moving forward. His Luo Wen's light tone revealed an extremely strong belief and will. Cheng Xia also suddenly realized that Xia country's market has indeed reached the trillion level. It seems that they really don't need to feel sorry for foreigners. Haha, that's right. Let them struggle in backwardness and ignorance, and get stuck in the quagmire from now on. Chapter 289 New Korea. A new parallel world. Beijing. Chunfeng Middle School. August is in full swing, and it is the new season for senior high school students to return to school, ready to face the challenge of the college entrance examination. Good morning. Well, good morning, classmates. The energetic high school students, both boys and girls, wearing short-sleeved school uniforms, looked happy and excited. Maybe they saw the familiar campus and a classmate they hadn't seen during the summer vacation. Even the security uncle standing at the door, who was very serious, couldn't help but feel much more friendly. The laughing senior high school students came from the school gate in an endless stream and walked into their newly divided classrooms. The cheerful and relaxed mood gradually tightened up. After all, they have spent a wonderful first and second year of high school. Now they are the senior high school students who are sprinting for the college entrance examination. Chunfeng High School, except for the third year of high school, the first and second years of high school will not officially start school until the beginning of September. The third year of high school is quite special. Returning to school early is only the first step. Not only will there be no weekends off, but the evening self-study regulations need to be implemented. There are only a pitiful 4 days of vacation a month. Think about arriving at school at 7:55 in the morning, 4 classes in the morning, 4 classes in the afternoon, and 3 hours of evening self-study from 6:30 to 9:30 in the evening. Many students in the senior classrooms began to sign voluntarily, except for the top students and the god of learning. In the teaching building conference room, dear teachers, before the teaching seminar starts today, I solemnly introduce a new physics teacher to you, Mr. Luo. Welcome everyone. What? It's already the 3rd year of high school. How can there be a new teacher? The senior teachers in the audience whispered to each other and said that they didn't understand why the principal was so excited and even took the lead to greet the door. Clap, clap. Although they didn't know who the newcomer was, the sparse applause still rang out. At the same time, the eyes of more than a dozen senior teachers were also puzzled and cast towards the door of the conference room. Putting away the helplessness at the corners of his mouth, Luo Wen had to raise his feet to accept his new identity and the new tasks issued by the system. Ta-ta, ta-ta. He rarely changed into a short-sleeved shirt, put on neat trousers and leather shoes, and had a crew cut on his head. Although he didn't look so serious, he was tall and slender, with gentle and handsome features, and an extraordinary and elegant temperament. Luo Wen gently shook the hand extended by the principal, and then walked up to the podium. Hiss, who is this? A new teacher? Isn't he too young? Yes, so young, and so handsome. Let him suddenly lead the senior year, is it okay? Shh, let's see what the principal says. Don't make a noise first. The whispering audience had different looks: surprise, curiosity, enthusiasm, doubt. With the speech of a female teacher, the discussion between teachers began to quiet down. Oh, it seems that this dignified and generous female teacher with a lot of weight in her words is the senior year group leader in the plot, Teacher Li Meng, nicknamed Li Tikan. Hello everyone, my name is Luo Wen, and I hope you will take care of me in the future. That's all? Haha, maybe Mr. Luo just returned to China and is still a little uncomfortable. Teachers, please pay more attention to him. Mr. Luo, please find a seat first. It's just right for you to listen to our teaching tasks this year. All the teachers looked at Luo Wen with a gentle smile on their faces, as if they couldn't understand why such a simple and straightforward person would be so favored by the principal. After all, Chunfeng High School is also a key high school in the district. Not to mention the sudden arrival of a young teacher who is inexperienced and unreliable. There are all kinds of confusing things about him, which also makes everyone curious. Creak. In the front row of the island-shaped conference room, there are 4 older middle-aged people wearing glasses and looking kind and friendly. They are probably used to the ups and downs, and Luo Wen's first impression is too good, so they didn't say much. Instead, starting from the second row, there were young teachers who were less than 30 years old. The female teacher looked at Luo Wen with a look of eagerness like a popular star, while the male teacher was faintly alert, as if he was guarding against something. However, fortunately, this is a school, and everyone is a teacher who teaches and educates people, so the performance is not so obvious and offensive. Mr. Luo, come and sit here. The young men and women in the last row all greeted him politely. Luo Wen also randomly chose an empty seat and nodded in a friendly way to express his gratitude. Then he put the computer backpack on his back next to the chair. Ahem. Teachers, don't be surprised. This Mr. Luo is different from everyone else. He is a temporary substitute physics teacher. After the mock exam at the beginning of the semester, he will select 2 classes to be responsible for their physics teaching review tasks. At this stage, it has been agreed with him in advance that Mr. Luo will come to work in the school every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What? Substitute teacher? And not full-time? This is a joke. Principal, what are you doing? Hoo. Before the teachers below started to ask questions, the principal, who obviously felt that the principal was making fun of the senior high school students, had already stretched out his hand to press it. I know you have a lot of questions to ask, but please let me finish my words. Luo Wen is 26 years old this year. He graduated from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology with a double doctorate and is also an honorary professor specially hired by the University of Science and Technology of China. He is usually responsible for a secret project. This time he came to our school to substitute for a class. It can be said to be a coincidence. Everyone should seize this opportunity to ask him questions and get along well with him. He has 20 places for recommendation to the University of Science and Technology of China. What? A 26-year-old double doctorate and an honorary professor of the University of Science and Technology of China? He alone has 20 places for recommendation to key national universities. They didn't hear it wrong. This is completely a fantasy. System, you really like to watch the fun. Luo Wen responded calmly to the surprised looks and shocked puzzled expressions from all around. At the same time, he was also muttering to himself that the system was wrong. Ding, the identity has been optimized. The system tasks are at least 1. Experience the plot world as a teacher. 2. Help the country build an extraterrestrial base. The more tasks you complete, the higher the evaluation. There is no time limit. Wow. And then a pile of various certificates, academic qualifications, and a contract of employment appeared directly in front of Luo Wen. Luo Wen recalled the scene when he just appeared in this world a few days ago. There were still some black lines on his forehead. He was really convinced by the system full of evil taste, except for the age and name, which did not change. Things like academic qualifications, date of birth, and identity background were all optimized and modified. For example, Luo Wen was born in 1992 and came from Wuhan, Hubei. He went abroad to study at the age of 18. Except for the more than 2 million yuan in car accident compensation left by his parents, he can be said to have no worries. Of course, this arrangement is also good. Luo Wen did not want to suddenly have a few more blood relatives, like his aunt before, and Wang Yangsheng. In addition, he was asked to be a teacher, and there were also those academic certificates in the setting of the person in charge of the national secret project, which made Luo Wen a little uncomfortable. Although his current knowledge and cultural literacy are not much worse than that of a double doctorate or honorary professor, to be precise, it is much better, but Luo Wen, this is the first time that the system has forced him to be assigned a new career, which changed his previous low-key style, which really made him uncomfortable. Unfortunately, the system has the biggest task, so Luo Wen can only try to adjust and adapt. Chapter 290, the beginning of the school year. Ahem. Teachers, as the old saying goes, you can't see the rainbow without going through the wind and rain. Our Chunfeng Middle School is only a key school in the district. The number of students we get from the high school entrance examination is very limited, but our cultivation of talents can be said to be obvious to all. Time passed, and the shock of everyone about Luo Wen's identity gradually calmed down. However, the principal on the stage was holding a meeting, and the teachers below would turn their heads from time to take a curious look, wondering how the handsome man with a serious face sitting quietly in the last row achieved his amazing achievements today. Last year, our school, on the basis of winning the district's Teaching Quality Excellence Award for the 8th consecutive year, achieved a new breakthrough. The rate of liberal arts and science undergraduates was 100%, and the rate of first-class online admissions also increased by 5 percentage points to 67%. This Beijing high school seems to be very powerful, right? Luo Wen has been busy getting familiar with the environment these days. He is collecting plot-related information as quickly as possible through artificial intelligence. He is looking for a place to live and releasing a batch of outdated technology. If he wants to gain a firm foothold, he must have the necessary startup funds. He is also setting new plan goals and time nodes for completing various scheduled goals. The system has no time limit, so Luo Wen is less stressed. However, he can't stay in this world forever. Moreover, the completion of the task must be linked to the task reward. Luo Wen has a very clear understanding of this. That is, Little Joy. This seems to be an urban comedy. Luo Wen only accidentally scanned the opening in the main world and knew the general starring roles. As for the plot inside, he knew nothing about it. Principal. Yang Yang Sunshay talked for more than half an hour, but the principal on the stage still looked unsatisfied. I don't know if it was Luo Wen's seriousness in the audience that gave him the urge to perform, or if he has always been like this, until the intellectual female teacher Li Meng stood up and interrupted the principal's speech. She had fair skin, red lips and white teeth. She was about 165 centimeters tall and weighed 46 kilograms. Luo Wen only took a quick glance behind her and got very accurate data. At the same time, he shifted his attention to her. "Sorry, I interrupted." "It's okay, go ahead." The principal on the stage was obviously an open-minded person. At least in Luo Wen's opinion, he should be classified as this. Last year, our results were indeed very impressive, so this year we can't relax. So we must make a concerted effort, strike while the iron is hot, and go to a higher level. So tomorrow's oath-taking meeting for the senior 3 students must be serious and earnest, so that students will have a sense of urgency and immediately enter the state of preparing for the exam. The ruddy face was full of attentive and pertinent words. On the right side of Teacher Li Meng, a male teacher sitting in the aisle cast a look of admiration from afar. This one, it seems, is a single young man who has ideas about Teacher Li Meng. Luo Wen analyzed the various information in the conference room and kept sorting out the guesses in his mind. However, with his calm expression, it was impossible for others to see through his true intentions that were surging like light and shuttles. "Teacher Li, you should still encourage her, not be too radical." The principal was patient and persuasive, without too many strange expressions, but with a face full of appreciation and recognition. "So, it seems that the young and beautiful Teacher Li Meng is likely to be a teacher with strong professional ability and excellent teaching work." Yes, if it wasn't the case, how could she appear on the promotional cover of the TV series? Of course, encouragement is necessary, but the situation of each class of students is different. Take the final exam of the second year of high school this time, for example. The average score is 5.7 points lower than that of the previous class. This class of students doesn't seem to be easy to lead. Yes, if you want to complete the teaching tasks, you have to go to the next level. This is not a small challenge, right? The other teachers have already looked around and started whispering. Only Luo Wen has a curious face. Today is his first day on the job, and it is also his first time as a high school teacher. Naturally, he should know more about the school, teachers, and students, and it is also for the smooth development of future teaching work. Then the problem lies here. The students on this list have not reached the undergraduate line in the final exam. If Chunfeng wants to achieve another success this year, in addition to encouragement, the focus is to conquer this list, especially Ji Yangyang and Fang Yifan who are working. Ji Yangyang, Fang Yifan? These two seem to be the main male protagonists in this drama, or are they still problem teenagers? Teacher Li Meng didn't care about the noise around her. She raised her voice, and everyone quieted down. A teaching seminar was being held in the conference room here, and at the entrance square of the school, a fiery red Ferrari roared with a violent engine roar, ignoring the pursuit and interception of the security guards behind it, and made a beautiful big drift in the crowd of students. Stop, stop, who told you to drive the car into the school? Wow, what a handsome sports car. Is this a Ferrari? Haha, that's right. Ferrari 488, millions of dollars. Gosh, which buddy is so rich that he actually drove his family's sports car to the school? Hey, isn't that Ji Yangyang from class 3? Why is he not wearing a school uniform and driving a sports car to the school? Amid a flurry of discussions, the security guard at the door also chased after him. Bang. Hey, what's wrong? I don't have classes today, so why don't you let me go back to my school? He was wearing a unique summer racing suit, and although there was still a hint of youth at the corner of his mouth, it must be said that the boy who got out of the car was so cool and awesome. Hoo-hoo, you are a student? Why don't you wear a school uniform? And why did you drive into the school? Yes, I'm going back to school today. Is there any problem? The classmates around him pointed and talked, and Ji Yangyang put on his school bag with a calm face. In fact, he was very happy in his heart. Today's limelight also met his expectations. Going back to school? What's wrong with going back to school? Can I not wear a school uniform when I go back to school? And, let me tell you, only faculty and staff can drive in. You can't. I didn't pay attention. How did you drive in? More and more students gathered around, and there was even a boy who was not afraid of trouble, holding a mobile phone stabilizer and shooting up and down around the sports car. Oh, I saw the school gate was open. I thought it was for me, so I came in. Besides, I just went upstairs to put my school bag, and I'll be back soon. Ji Yang Guiyang was almost in the spotlight, and he wasn't really a second generation rich kid, so he calmly told the security guard about his plan. Swish. Hey, that won't work either. You get out right away. Which class are you from? Who's the head teacher? The righteous security guard, a good young man with a supreme sense of mission. How could he tolerate the troublemakers who destroyed the school discipline? And he grabbed Ji Yang Guiyang's sleeves, as if he was going to send him to the academic affairs office. Let go of your hands. Let go of your hands. Facing a student's loud intimidation, as a high school security guard full of honor, how could he let him go wild? Unfortunately, the security guard lacked confidence. Looking at the arrogant Ji Yang Guiyang and the red Ferrari parked behind him, he took his hand off his sleeve and said, "Okay, wait for me. I'll call someone." "Hey, Captain, a student has driven a car in here." "Yes, in front of the teaching building square. Please come and have a look." While calling for support on the intercom, the security guard squeezed through the crowd, feeling embarrassed to stay here and be watched by others. "Hey, Ji Yang Guiyang, you are good. You are not wearing a school uniform, and you drove the car into the school. Come on, let me take a picture. This is my best material today." The boy who was filming with a funny face was also one of the thorns discussed at the teaching seminar. His name is Fang Yifan. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 291. New Teacher? Professor Luo, how do you feel about your first day at work today? Haha, the smiling principal just called Luo Wen, who had just finished a seminar, to his office. Whether it was out of recognition of the title of professor, or appreciation for Luo Wen, a young man who was neither humble nor arrogant, or because his superiors asked him to keep his identity as the National Scientific Research Project leader confidential, the principal, who has been devoted to education, felt that Luo Wen was very much to his liking the more he looked at him. He was neither arrogant nor impatient, and despite his great responsibilities, he could still maintain a normal heart. There are really not many such outstanding young people. No, principal, just call me Luo Wen. Although I intend to recruit a group of talented scientific researchers and train them myself, I don't have such convenient conditions without the principal's consent. Luo Wen, who was sitting opposite the principal, declined his offer to pour water for him and put the smiling expression on his face again. Although he came to apply for a substitute teacher the day before yesterday and asked the principal of Chunfeng Middle School to cooperate with him and with the leaders of the Education Bureau present, it was impossible for the principal to disobey the arrangement. But Luo Wen could still understand the difference and feeling between being sincere and doing things just to get the job done. Well, you can't say that, Mr. Luo. Our school has its own requirements for the enrollment rate, and you are an outstanding talent with real skills and knowledge. I should cooperate with you both in public and private. If there are any problems in work and life, please report to me in time, so that I can make adjustments. Haha, this is a good baby. The principal is in a very good mood these 2 days. Suddenly, a young man was brought in from above, and he is the person in charge of a national scientific research project. The so-called double doctor and honorary professor have become a foil. The key is that, not to mention how terrifying the strength behind this young man is, just the 20 recommended places are also the conditions that Chunfeng Middle School deserves special attention. Not to mention that it is the opportunity for high school students to become students of this young man and directly participate in national scientific research projects. Of course, principal, by the way, I heard from Teacher Pan that after the mock exam for senior high school students, we will have evening self-study classes, and teachers from different subjects will be required to accompany us in turn. Oh, don't worry about this, Teacher Luo. You have more important work to do. In addition to the 3 normal classes a week, I will let other teachers take charge of the evening self-study class. The principal was also clear about this little problem. Not to mention that Luo Wen didn't care about salary or welfare benefits. Just for his status and ability, he should be worthy of national treasure supporting treatment. How could he be allowed to attend the evening self-study class? No, no, no. What I mean is that I only come 3 days out of 6 days a week for teaching, which is already out of place with other teachers. Let me be put in this evening self-study class. Is there such a leisure time for a national scientific research project? Luo Wen has already taken up 3 precious days of a week, and he actually took the initiative to ask to attend the evening self-study class? This is not good. Okay, I will try my best to meet Mr. Luo's request, but as long as Mr. Luo has an emergency, I will also give priority to your work. You can always say hello to me, that is, haha, I hope it will be best if it is a little earlier. Teacher Lee, come. Teacher Luo will be the substitute teacher of the senior grade in the future. You can arrange a desk for him. Haha, the smiling principal personally accompanied Luo Wen and appeared at the door of the senior grade group's office, and the teachers inside immediately stopped speculating about Luo Wen and all kinds of discussions about his identity and origin. Oh, hello, Teacher Luo, I'm Li Meng, the senior grade group leader. Please take care of me in the future. Li Meng was a little excited, a little eager to try, and stretched out his right hand generously. Whether everyone believes it or not, but with the principal's personal introduction, the true situation of this handsome young man is probably almost the same. Besides, not to mention, whether he has the real stuff, it can only be verified in person, after getting along with him, right? Just because of his extraordinary image and gentle temperament, several female teachers in the office can't forget him. Well, hello, Teacher Lee. Luo Wen is no longer a young man now. He held a soft and delicate little hand, but it was just a touch, without the restlessness of youthful blood. For Li Meng, the moment of contact, it was as if she was holding a piece of warm jade. The touch was really wonderful. The key is that after getting closer, she found that Luo Wen was not only amazingly handsome from a distance, but when she looked closely, the pores on his skin seemed to have a translucent color, white and rosy, full of vitality and health. This man, it's okay to be handsome. Why is his skin so good that it drives people crazy? Ahem, Teacher Lee, Teacher Lee. Swish. Luo Wen had already retracted his palm and was turning his head to nod to other teachers in the office. But Li Meng seemed to be in a daze, with her right hand stretched out and motionless. Her eyes were out of focus and blurred, until the principal reminded her. She retracted her palm like lightning, and her face suddenly changed color, bright and shy. Teacher Lee, Luo Wen is about the same age as you. You must seize the opportunity to get along with each other in the future. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. What? Principal, is this teasing them or reminding them? Oh, goodbye, Principal. Mr. Luo, take a look at which seat you like. I'll ask Mr. Pan to help you move a new desk over. Pan Shui, who was already a little jealous, greeted Luo Wen with a warm face. Luo Wen sat behind him during the teaching seminar just now, so they could be considered acquaintances. Now, hearing Li Meng's arrangement of him, he couldn't help but feel disappointed. Alas, Mr. Lee is the team leader. There's nothing we can do about it. A higher rank can crush people. Mr. Luo, can you choose a seat first? Don't be so polite. Mr. Pan, tell me where the desk is, and I'll move it myself. We'll be colleagues in the future. Everyone will look down on me for being so delicate. Haha, Mr. Luo, it turns out you're quite humorous. We thought that top students were all arrogant and turned a deaf ear to the world outside. No, just treat me as an ordinary person. I'm new here, so please take care of me in the future. Luo Wen cupped his hands like an ordinary and humorous young man. His behavior and actions undoubtedly made the tense and worried office atmosphere suddenly relaxed. Everyone also put down their caution and lack of confidence about Luo Wen's identity and came forward to introduce themselves. Wow, dong dong, dong dong. The hurried footsteps in the corridor sounded. It was a male student with short hair. Teacher, it's bad. Ji Yang Guiyang and Fang Yifan are fighting outside. Please come and have a look. Luo Wen found a corner and put a desk and chair alone, making the already tense office seem even more cramped. However, Fortunately, he didn't have any personal belongings except for a computer backpack, and he didn't even have the intention to prepare a cup for drinking water. As for lesson plans, teaching materials, teaching tools, and lesson preparation books, I think these are things that ordinary physics teachers would prepare. Luo Wen was originally just a substitute physics teacher, and his teaching task for senior high school students had actually ended long ago. They have been practicing questions, reviewing, polishing, and consolidating this year, and they don't need new lesson plans and teaching materials. Besides, Luo Wen can't really provide much help in basic review. When he really goes to his own class, I'm afraid it will be refreshing or jaw-dropping. But how come the plot started outside, when Luo Wen was just wiping the table and putting the computer on it, and he was still familiar with the environment? Take me there quickly, Teacher Pan. Please take care of Teacher Luo. Li Meng, who was wearing high heels, put down the student report card in her hand and hurried out, and didn't forget to turn back and tell Pan Shui. Obviously, in her heart, Luo Wen has already become a member of the group. Chapter 292 Contact. Why don't you two focus on studying? Pity their misfortune, and be angry at their lack of struggle. When Li Meng led the two offending teenagers back to the office, Luo Wen and Pan Shui were no longer there. She couldn't help but feel a little disappointed. She didn't know what happened today. Li Meng felt that she suddenly became strange. Could it be that she also had feelings for Luo Wen? Forget it, let's not talk about those things for now. The students' problems must be solved and handled. Ji Yang Yang, why did you drive to school? Do you have a driver's license? Puff. Ji Yang Yang was at a loss and turned his head to the side with a cold face. Fang Yifan, who was also standing in the punishment, laughed beside him without knowing the consequences, as if the fight at the door had nothing to do with him. Under Fang Yifan's incredible gaze, Ji Yang Yang actually took out a black leather driver's license from his jacket pocket. Well, let me see. Li Meng opened the certificate with one hand while drinking the water in the cup and sat on the chair to check it carefully. He just ran down and came up angrily, and he was really a little dry in the mouth. Besides, the weather is so hot, how can these bloody students still have the mood to fight? Alas, they are really energetic and have nowhere to vent. Hey, when did you take the test? The driver's license is real, and the steel stamp on it is brand new. I'm over 18 and just took the test during the holiday. What, really? Fang Yifan, who was standing aside, expressed his disbelief and leaned his head to look up. Hey, Fang Yifan, what are you doing? Li Meng also had no way to deal with this kid. He didn't know if he had social bullshit. Except for studying, he has always been an active member of the class in other aspects, which makes people angry and ridiculous. No, teacher, I'm just checking for you to make sure it's not a fake copy. His face was almost close to Li Meng's face, and that was not all. The kid was even going to grab it with his hands. Li Meng raised his hand and slapped away Fang Yifan's unconscious claws. Stand over there, you don't need to confirm. Haha. Fang Yifan was frustrated, but Ji Yang Yang, who had a cold face, slightly raised the corners of his mouth and was secretly happy in his heart. Fang Yifan, you said you are to maintain the order of the school, but the school order is maintained by teachers and the security department. What you should pay attention to is your academic performance. Look at this school today. You have caused a lot of uproar. Li Meng looks like a beautiful female teacher who is harmless to people and animals, but now she has a serious face. Once she criticizes students righteously and sternly, it will make the two thorns silent and stand in front of her without daring to move. And you, Ji Yang Yang, you are a high school student, driving such a luxury car. Are you showing off your wealth? And you drive the car into the school. This is a serious violation of school rules and regulations, you know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Later, you should take a good look at the school rules and regulations and recite the rules for middle school students. And you, Fang Yifan, what are you laughing at? You should learn how to be a senior high school student with him. Teacher Luo, when did you come back from abroad? And, are you really 26 years old? You look much younger than me. Although Pan Shui is not handsome, he can be regarded as handsome, with regular features. He is only half a fist shorter than Luo Wen, and he is also a formal high school teacher. He can be regarded as a young and promising person, a model of contemporary have youth. Graduated from a normal university, he has been working in the education industry for several years. He doesn't look like a 28-year-old class teacher, but more like a recent graduate. There is no way who let Pan Shui like all kinds of outdoor sports and always maintain good fitness habits. However, today a real big enemy suddenly appeared, and Pan Shui's own title of Little Fresh Meat was directly crushed to the ground from inside to outside. Fortunately, although Luo Wen's academic background is scary, he has an approachable personality. He has no bad habits, and no lonely and arrogant attitude. Seeing that he only carries a computer bag, and doesn't even have some commonly used personal items, Pan Shui took the initiative to take Luo Wen to the small supermarket in the school to buy them, which is why Li Meng returned to the office and the two were not inside. Water cups, notebooks, various markers, although some schools also provide them, but as a qualified senior high school class teacher, Pan Shui provided Luo Wen with many useful little suggestions. Anyway, Luo Wen is not short of money, so it's nothing to pay out of his own pocket. Oh, you've only been back for a short time, maybe a week or so. As for your age, the principal has seen my ID card. You probably look old, because of the pressure of teaching. Where do you live now? Do you have a girlfriend? Although Pan Shui teaches Chinese, he shouldn't be so gossipy, right? Is it because I'm too approachable, or am I too close to him? Shuxiang Yalan, it's the community right outside the door. As for my girlfriend, I'm afraid I don't have time. Luo Wen probably has the best patience and mood, because he is on campus. He didn't think about what Pan Shui asked, and told him everything according to the system settings. Hiss, it's over, I don't have a girlfriend, and I live so close to you, so I have no chance in the future? Haha, Teacher Luo, we feel like we've known each other since we met. Don't blame me for being nosy. I'm naturally curious, and I don't mean any harm. Oh, really? It's okay. To deepen the relationship between colleagues, we need to communicate more. There's nothing that can't be said. Indeed, apart from the confidentiality of the national level, Luo Wen really doesn't care if people inquire about his personal information. With the system in place, there can't be any loopholes. Besides, if you want to understand others, you have to use sincerity for sincerity. I heard from the principal that Mr. Luo's family is all gone. He came back from abroad this time, and was specially invited to participate in a scientific research project. Teaching at the school won't affect his main job, right? Well, the project needs to be kept confidential for the time being, so I can't tell you more about this. However, I'm the person in charge. The research site is still under construction and renovation. It's enough for me to take some time out of my day. It won't affect both sides. Oh, is that so? Click, click. Hey, Mr. Luo, what are you doing? Seeing Luo Wen holding a cardboard box filled with things, Li Meng, who had just walked out of the office, was also curious. Oh, haha, Mr. Li, didn't you ask me to take care of Mr. Luo? I just took him to the school supermarket to buy things. School is about to start, and some things have to be prepared by yourself. Pan Shui has taken the lead, and stepped forward to answer for Luo Wen with enthusiasm. Well, thank you Mr. Li for your concern. This time, thanks to Mr. Pan's help, otherwise I wouldn't know to prepare these. Oh, it's okay, we are all colleagues in the same grade group, and we should help each other, don't you think, Mr. Li? Then you go in first, I'll go downstairs to get a career. Suddenly, Li Meng seemed to reveal a cheering mood, and greeted Luo Wen with a smile and left gracefully, leaving only Pan Shui, standing at the door holding another small cardboard box, reluctant to take his eyes away for a long time. When did such a handsome and extraordinary teacher come to the school? Ji Yang Guiyang and Fang Yifan were standing obediently beside Li Meng's desk, looking at Luo Wen who came in. Their faces were full of confusion and curiosity. Luo Wen saw these two high school students who looked very similar to the characters in the plot, and nodded in a friendly manner. Teacher Pan, put your things down first. Why are you holding them all the time? Haha, I forgot, but the boss lady was a little strange this time. She usually wouldn't even ask for an extra bag. Why did she give you 2 cartons for free when you went there today? Sure enough, this society is a society that values appearance. There was something wrong with the way Teacher Lee looked at him. He could receive different treatment when he went out to buy something. Pan Shui was helpless and very envious. Chapter 293, Moving to a New Home. Teacher Pan, I don't have any work arrangements today, so I'll go back first. I've been staying in a hotel these days. Shuxiang Yaoan has just been cleaned up. I have to go and confirm it again. I will show up at the oath-taking ceremony tomorrow. It's only a little after 10 o'clock in the morning, and I have to go back. Oh, yes. Luo Wen is a special case. The principal also said that except for the 3 days of class time per week, he can arrange the rest of his time by himself. But, does he rent a house, buy a house directly, or is it a place arranged by the state? Should I go and confirm it again? Pan Shui hesitated a little. Luo Wen didn't seem to be a senior talent who came here to gild himself. He was sincere and spoke in a relaxed manner. He answered questions and answered them. Would it be a bit too much for me to be on guard against him like this? Do you have a lot of stuff? Do you need me to help you? Shuxiang Yaoan is not far away anyway, and it's almost lunchtime. Haha, Pan Shui put aside his little thoughts and asked sincerely. After all, as a colleague, it is reasonable to take care of a young man who has no one to rely on, and is younger than him. No, I have very few things, I can do it myself. Wait for me to pack up. Next time I have time, I will definitely invite everyone to sit down. It seems to be called a warm house, right? Warm house? Luo Wen didn't deliberately show his superiority, but in order to bring everyone closer to each other and facilitate future work, he had to do it and learn to be worldly. Aren't you renting a house? Rent? It's okay. I sold some unimportant research results. The house price is not high, only 150,000 per square meter. Wouldn't it be better to buy it? His Versailles. Pan Shui's teeth were sour. There are actually people like this. 150,000 per square meter, and use talent? Be gentle, don't break these electrical appliances. Be careful, pay attention to safety. The sweaty movers. From the moment Luo Wen entered the community, all he could see was this scene. It seemed that the people in the entire community were moving together. No wonder. Luo Wen remembered the reminder given by his previous landlord that he had to move early in the next 2 days. Yes, it is next to Chunfeng Middle School. Now society pays more and more attention to the college entrance examination, and Mengmu's 3 moves have also moved into reality. The landlord asked Luo Wen to find a housekeeping company as soon as possible to clean up the new house. Otherwise, the closer it is to the start of school, the more nervous the service staff around will be, and the price will be high. Luo Wen carried his computer bag, unaffected by the scorching sun in the sky. The busy movers also seemed to have no mood to pay attention to the strangers passing by. The community is not very high, only 7 floors. Greening and lighting also meet national standards. 2 elevators and 4 households, only 2 standard apartment types, 98 square meters 2 bedroom, and 128 square meters 3 bedroom. There are public parking lots underground, which can be rented or bought. There are definitely enough parking lots. However, although Luo Wen has a driver's license issued by the system, he has no urgent need to buy a car because the school is so close. Of course, the research institute in the western suburbs is working overtime. Luo Wen ordered a 4-door coupe for future travel. In the same world background, Luo Wen bought a Continental GT. In addition to the busy moving companies, the large and small trucks that drove in temporarily, and the middle-aged parents who were watching on the side, Luo Wen saw a lot of training institutions advertisements on the publicity boards and notice boards in the community. Even the common information such as renting and recruiting seems to have disappeared in this community. What a college entrance examination community that is dedicated to college entrance examinations. Shuxiang Yaoan, Building 516, 1st floor, room 404. Ding, the elevator door opened, click, and the key was turned. Luo Wen told Pan Shui that he was moving and also greeted Li Meng in the grade group WeChat group. After all, she was his nominal leader in the future. Then he walked back to his home empty-handed. This was a new house that the landlord had decorated, saying that it was for his son's wedding. Unfortunately, his son who was studying abroad had been reluctant to come back until now. He had already applied for a green card and changed his nationality to become a foreigner. 128 square meters, a reasonable layout, and a 3-bedroom apartment with north-south ventilation. Luo Wen spent 21 million to complete the purchase and transfer procedures. Click. The armored door equipped with a smart fingerprint lock automatically closed slowly. Luo Wen also had 2 more suitcases in his hands, with more storage space, and he could also bring some personal items. Moving was already a breeze for Luo Wen, and he had no difficulty adapting to it. Cleaning technique. Solidification technique. Soundproof barrier. Not only does it not require someone to clean, but it also does not require someone to redecorate. After Luo Wen cast the programmed spell, he unpacked the pots and pans, bedding, and household appliances piled in the living room one by one, and then placed them in their respective places. These things were delivered by the logistics and express delivery companies in the past few days. Luo Wen only needs to provide the home password, call the community property, and then click to confirm the order. After all, when living in the hotel, Luo Wen still needs to spend time to confirm his identity and get the first startup funds for the institute. Honorary Professor, National Scientific Research Project. Anyway, the government has given the title, land, and other things that should be given. What Luo Wen has to do is to use his own strength to prove to the country that his subsequent research results and returns are worthy of the country's trust and efforts. At 5 PM, the whole neighborhood became quiet, just like a busy street where someone suddenly pressed the mute button. It was estimated that the movers had already finished moving, and the parents who were coming in and out were carrying their baskets home from the supermarket and starting to prepare dinner. The scorching sun also cooled down, bringing a breeze in the air, which no longer made people sweat and feel uncomfortable. Tap, tap, ding dong, Yingzi, open the door, daddy. Luo Wen heard the doting voice of a greasy uncle downstairs from a long distance away and pressed the call bell. 403. This person, wearing a colorful shirt and rimless glasses, is really hard to put together with elegance and culture except for being vulgar and greasy. This person, why does he look like a famous actor in the main world? No, this is a parallel world derived from a TV series. The Li Meng I saw today looks very similar to the actress in the drama, but she is younger and her temperament is more in line with her real identity. Song Kyan, you are at home. No, open the door. I got something for the child. Song Kyan, Kyo Weedong. Is this community the background community closely related to the plot? 403. Oh my god, what a coincidence. I actually live next door to them. Luo Wen glanced at the dishes in his hand, and then glanced at Kyo Weedong from a distance. That is, the name called out by the woman in the access control. The greasy middle-aged man, holding a beautifully packaged Lego toy box in his hand, begged the other party to help him open the door. It's true that people meet everywhere in life. Has the system anticipated this situation long ago? Click, the screen went out, and the other party hung up Kyo Weedong's request to open the door. Hey, Yingzi, open the door, dad is here. Click, beep. Hey, no need, dad is coming in. While taking out his mobile phone with his head down and preparing to send a message for help, an owner happened to go home and swiped the access control, and Kyo Weedong followed him in very naturally. Wait a minute, what are you doing? Why are you following me? Kyo Weedong, who followed in, was blocked outside the door by the highly alert male owner. No, I live in this building too. I have both hands full. I'll go in with you. Oh, you live here. Which floor do you live on? Why haven't I seen you before? Kyo Weedong tried to get away with it with a playful smile, but he couldn't stop the male owner who looked serious. At this time, Luo Wen walked downstairs slowly. Kyo Weedong, Song Kyan, Fang Yuan, Tong Wenji, Li Meng. Luo Wen remembered the names of the characters in his mind. Although he only glanced at them, he had not seen the plot. So how it would unfold next, Luo Wen could not have the ability to predict the future. BP swiped the access card. Although the door was open, Luo Wen swiped it obediently, to avoid suspicion and prove himself. Thank you, let me go. Hey, see, this is a real owner, come on, brother, go in. The male owner stepped aside, to let Luo Wen go in. Xiao Weidong, who looked surprised, did not seem to expect that a real owner would appear so soon to ruin his business. Hey, what's going on? Xiao Weidong and the male owner were still in a stalemate when a security guard with a walkie-talkie in hand patrolled downstairs. Security, you're here at the right time. Several houses have been broken into in the past few days. I suspect it has something to do with this kind of person who followed people into the house. Take him to the security room and interrogate him. No, that's not it. Hey, what are you doing? I'm really the owner. Look at me, how could I be a bad guy who follows people into the house and steals? Not only was Song Khan's door turned away, but now he was wrongly accused of being a thief. Xiao Weidong's face was really speechless to the extreme. Like, he looks so wretched, how can he not be like one? I don't think he looks like a good person either. Come on, tell me which floor you live on, and I'll confirm it. Otherwise, come with me to the security room. Luo Wen was not so clear about what happened next, because he had already taken the elevator and returned to his floor. 403. Is this the one? Looking at the bright yellow wooden door, it seemed like there were people having a dinner party inside, and there was quite a bit of noise. Luo Wen didn't have the habit of prying into other people's privacy, so he continued walking into the corridor with his shopping bags, and returned to his own home. Chapter 294, Oath-Taking Ceremony. While the national flag and school flag fluttered in the wind, unlike adults, the energetic senior high school students were excited. Even in the rising temperature on the playground, they were still full of energy. They rehearsed today's oath-taking ceremony with each other, as if the sun was the best fuel for them. From 7 o'clock in the morning, students, parents, teachers, and school leaders began to pour into the oath-taking ceremony. Among them, Luo Wen should be the first one to come, only a little later than the advertising company that arranged the scene and the cleaning staff who cleaned the playground. In the past, I used to go out for exercise at 6 o'clock. Now I moved to a densely populated and busy community in the city. Luo Wen had to change the outdoor activities to ordinary morning classes, that is, sitting cross-legged and meditation. I made a simple breakfast and ate it. After eating, I had nothing to do, so I walked across the overpass in advance and came to the activity site of Chunfeng Middle School. The institute will be completed and put into use at the earliest by the end of the year. Anyway, there are professionals sent by the state. Luo Wen, the director, yes, the director, only needs to confirm the progress every day. He also compares the work summary sent on the same day with the surveying and mapping data of artificial intelligence, one by one, to ensure that the quality of the project does not deviate from his requirements. All personnel expenses and equipment investment are paid by Luo Wen himself. Of course, Luo Wen can be the director just because of the support of national policies. Moreover, the various technologies demonstrated by Luo Wen are too advanced, so he has the privilege of green lights all the way. This is also the customized special service that Luo Wen enjoys. TSK, dear teachers and leaders, please go to the front. The event is about to start. Li Meng, who has been busy from 7:30 to 9 o'clock, has already flushed her cheeks. I don't know if it's because her skin is too white or she hasn't had such intense outdoor activities for a long time. Her whole pretty face is like an apple dyed red, which makes people want to take a bite. Hey, Mr. Lee, didn't Mr. Luo say he would come to the ceremony today? Why didn't I see him? The enthusiastic principal looked at the lively scene and the energetic senior high school students. He suddenly had an idea. Taking advantage of this rare opportunity and the presence of the district leaders, why not let Luo Wen, the excellent representative, go to the stage to speak? Just treat it as a major benefit and encouragement to those confused senior high school students and their parents. Ah, Mr. Luo, I just saw him sitting over there chatting with Mr. Pan. In the blink of an eye, I don't seem to see him again. Do you want me to call him in the WeChat group? Swish. Li Meng's cheeks were already red. When Luo Wen was mentioned, she seemed to reveal joy and nervousness from the inside out. Maybe she didn't know why she was not happy and proud to hear that the principal valued Luo Wen. Oh, no, 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 since Mr. Luo didn't see it immediately, forget it. To be honest, I don't dare to arrange anything for him without his consent in person. It seems that the principal doesn't value Luo Wen. It should be said that he is trying to please him, right? Oh, it's so hot, so hot. My back is wet. It's so uncomfortable to be squeezed by something. Hey, you haven't grown up again, so you need to change your underwear? Disgusting. Society is developing, the times are progressing, especially the overall strength of the country is improving, and the living standards of the people are also rising sharply. Male and female senior high school students are all delicate and tender, and their facial features are very regular. If the teeth are not good looking, you can wear braces. If the skin is not good, you can use cosmetics. If the temperament is not good, you can change it through clothing and decoration. The key is to ensure sufficient nutrition. Without the food, that makes people look sallow and thin. How many people can really not bear to look at or affect the appearance of the city? Dear leaders, distinguished guests, parents, and classmates, good morning. In the ordinary world, the writer Lu Yao once wrote, a young girl was sitting on the rubber track in the playground, holding a pen and paper in her hand, marking and rehearsing her speech. Rustling, hey, Taozi, drink some water. Fang Yifan, with a camera hanging around his neck, deserves the title of activist. Anyway, as long as it is not related to academic performance, he is good at everything. For example, the photography work arranged by the school was handed over to Fang Yifan by Li Meng. As for yesterday's fight, Luo Wen heard from Pan Shui that he asked the parents to communicate and asked the two to write a 1,500 word review each, and everything was fine. However, this young photographer, in addition to constantly recording beautiful moments on the playground, is also a caring and warm man. He took a bottle of soda water, unscrewed the cap, and handed it to the ponytail girl sitting on the ground. This is a beautiful age, and it is also a beautiful time for youthful restlessness. They may be the so-called examples of the beautiful imagination of youth. The girl was focused on the speech, and her eyes were reluctant to leave. She gently pushed away Fang Yifan's kindness. Fang Yifan, who has the attribute of a licking dog, was not discouraged at all. Hey, Taozi, you are about to go on stage to speak. Drink some water to moisten your throat first. No, no. Unfortunately, the good intentions went down the drain, and the girl Taozi was still not moved at all. Hey, Taozi, are you free tonight? What are you doing? Nothing, I just ask. Mission Impossible 6 is released tonight. Let's go to see it together. Careful and cautious, the first impulse of a teenager is always so distressing. Even Fang Yifan, an activist, seems to have not escaped such a curse. No time. But I really want to watch it. Then go ahead, I'll treat you. Fang Yifan's eyebrows instantly danced with joy, as if he had been injected with chicken blood. However, the other girl standing behind him showed an unhappy look on her face. Maybe she couldn't stand Fang Yifan's humble and flattering attitude? The girl stretched out her hand and directly grabbed the soda water on the ground. Gulp, gulp, she drank a small half in one gulp, and then exhaled generously. Hey, forget it. Yingzi, Fang Yifan said that he would organize a group to watch Mission Impossible 6. Are you going today? Forget it. My mom will definitely not let me go. Yingzi's face was a little lonely. Unfortunately, this matter was not something she could decide. Hey, Yingzi, if you tell your mom that you are doing listening exercises at school, she will definitely let you go. In order to invite Taozi successfully, Fang Yifan rolled his eyes and gave Kyo Yingzi an idea. With his friendship with Kyo Yingzi, she will definitely help this time. Well, I'll try it. Then it's settled. Taozi, you practice first. I'll go get you a bottle of water. The seats in the stands were basically full, and Luo Wen, feeling the warm atmosphere, seemed to have returned to his school days. He just sat quietly in the corner, wearing a sun hat on his head, and his mouth corners raised to reveal a comfortable and nostalgic smile. Hey, 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 okay, please be quiet, please take your seats, the oath-taking meeting will start soon, please enter. Pan Shui, dressed in a suit and tie, sprayed gel water on his hair. He didn't feel hot at this time, wearing a formal suit jacket, standing on the host platform, and began his opening remarks. Chapter 295 Rescue. The school's loudspeaker began to play the athletes' march. Parents, teachers, staff, and leaders in the stands were also concentrating on watching the senior high school students preparing to enter the playground. At this time, no one paid attention to Luo Wen, who was sitting alone in the corner. He had no familiar friends, and he naturally had an extraordinary aura. Unless you had a close contact with him, Luo Wen, wearing a sun hat at this time, would be a cold young man who was not allowed to enter. A burst of applause rang out. The next one to enter is Senior 3 Class 1. Senior 3 Class 1 is a group of 32 people. Last year, they won an impressive result in the city's English competition. Work hard and move forward bravely, dream as a horse, create glory again. In addition to the passionate introduction of Pan Shui, the guest host, the neatly arranged senior high school classes were like a square formation of soldiers being reviewed. They walked slowly on the rubber track with not so uniform steps, shouted slogans passionately, and walked slowly on the rubber track. Look, look, it's our son, the one holding the flag. Hey, 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 Leo Fang, look, isn't Fanfan the one squatting to take pictures for everyone? Yes, yes, come here, I'll lend you this portable telescope I bought from Teo Bao. Apart from that naughty boy, who else is as lively as him? With rounds of applause, the parents in the stands were also very excited, wishing to let everyone know that their children were the best. Luo Wen, thinking of his student days, even though he experienced all kinds of different landscapes and worlds, still felt a little lonely. When he was a child, he didn't enjoy this kind of expectant gaze of the public. Forget it, good or bad, it's over. The principal spoke on stage, followed by the district leaders. Then came the finale, which was also the most watched speech by the student representatives. Next, let's invite the student representatives to start the oath-taking ceremony. Papa, papa, light footsteps, ponytail flying. Pan Shui looked at the girl who ran to the podium in small steps. In addition to admiration, there was also a hint of expectation and relief in his eyes. Oh, is this girl named Huang Zitao related to Pan Shui by blood? Pan Shui's unusually warm expression, and the similarities in their facial features. Although Luo Wen sat far away, he could see many details in the scene. He only relied on a pair of naked eyes, but he was also very observant, and collected a lot of new information. Inference, sorting, combination, and verification were also a set of effective methods that Luo Wen had explored. Moreover, just by glancing at the audience stand, Luo Wen also matched the characters seen in the plot synopsis one by one, and found the real character targets. Fang Yifan, who had met once in the office yesterday. How did he run to the awning? Fang Yifan, who was wearing a short-sleeved school uniform, didn't know what he was thinking. To show off, or to find the best angle for taking photos, he took the risk, and climbed up the 5-meter high awning of the stands alone. Although no one in the audience paid attention to him, Luo Wen, who was dozens of meters away, could hardly escape his attention. According to the arrangement of the plot, he would probably get a close-up at this time, and then accidentally slip and fall from above, but the protagonist would usually only be safe. Forget it, there is no point in thinking so much. Sorry, please make way, thank you. Luo Wen stood up and started to walk towards the stands over there. Now his identity is a patriotic scientist and a substitute teacher in this school. As a teacher, he has the responsibility to take care of his students. Of course, Luo Wen will only teach 2 classes after the mock exam, and not all senior high school students can become his disciples. But even so, Luo Wen has always regarded the phrase "the greater the ability, the greater the responsibility" as his motto. Swish up. Ah. Wow. Oh, children, a student is going to fall. with a terrified cry. The principal who took the microphone also looked behind him, and the parents in the stands were already agitated, shouting for the teacher, and those who ran over seemed to be too late. Oh, be careful. Hold on, don't let go. Security, security, call the school doctor, call the school doctor. Fang Yifan. At this time, the event site, with Fang Yifan's sudden incident, instantly became a mess. On the contrary, Luo Wen, who was concerned about the impact, slightly lifted the restrictions on his physical abilities at this time, and with fewer human-shaped roadblocks, he was as swift as a dragon and as fast as a ghost. Those anxious parents only felt a breeze passing by them, but they had no time to look around. Catch it, Fang Yifan, my son. The teachers and parents below wanted to do something, but how could an ordinary person catch a healthy senior high school boy? Fang Yifan's parents, apart from shouting loudly, had no time to run over, and could only watch him fall from above with bloodshot eyes. It was not that Fang Yifan couldn't catch it, but the rainproof cloth was too slippery, and he was really unable to survive. Whoosh swish, Fang Yifan's body struggled to fall in midair, and there was a concrete stand below. If he fell like this, not to mention broken arms and legs, but concussion would definitely be inevitable. Now is the most critical period of senior high school. A small cold is a big deal, let alone this. A sturdy figure suddenly appeared, breaking the tense atmosphere of the protagonist in distress. He stepped on the stainless steel handrail, and took off with the help of the force. The angle and technique were right. Even an ordinary sports expert could copy such a move. Luo Wen hugged Fang Yifan in his arms, and then used the lateral inertia to let himself and him roll down to the stands. Hiss this. Wow, so handsome. Luo Wen's sun hat fell to the ground, and was picked up by the flustered Li Meng. And those shouting senior high school students had incredible and admiration written all over their faces. Fang Yifan, what's wrong? Is he okay? School doctor, the stretcher is coming, make way. The enthusiastic parents also made way at this time, standing outside the circle, and leaning their heads inside. He should be fine, he probably fainted from the shock, let's send him to the infirmary for another checkup. Luo Wen stood up, and looked at Fang Yifan, who had his eyes tightly closed, and couldn't help laughing, while being afraid of blowing the dust off his clothes. He reminded him softly, this kid, even if he wants to pretend to faint for emergency avoidance, he should know that, if a person really faints, he won't close his eyes tightly. Oh, yes, let's go to the infirmary for a checkup. And, thank you so much. If this child falls hard, what should we do as parents? Woo woo. Thank you, it's all thanks to you this time, otherwise my son would have been in big trouble. Teacher Luo, are you okay? He is a teacher? No way, so young? The principal, Li Meng, and Pan Shui also gathered around at this time. However, compared to Fang Yifan lying on the stretcher, Luo Wen, this special person, is the first priority. Moreover, under the gaze of everyone just now, it was Luo Wen who used his body to cushion the bottom. If there is any injury, it should be him, right? I just don't understand why Luo Wen, who looks relaxed, stood up, but Fang Yifan fainted. It's okay, go see the students first. You should go with the school doctor to see the children first. I appreciate your thanks, and we'll talk later. Oh, okay, Teacher Luo, right? We'll go first, and we'll come to thank you in person later. Luo Wen waved his hand, asking the principal not to be so obvious to avoid misunderstandings. Then he helped Fang Yifan's mother, who had weak legs, and handed her to Fang Yifan's fat father, a short-haired mature woman with great temperament, and a middle-aged fat man with gratitude written all over his face. The difference in image between these two people, if it wasn't because of true love, Luo Wen didn't believe there was any other reason. Teacher Luo, your hat. Swish, Li Meng handed Luo Wen's hat. There seemed to be a trace of the scent that was rare for men, especially fresh and natural, which made people feel comfortable physically and mentally on her fingertips. She didn't know what was wrong with her face, but it suddenly became hot again. Oh, thank you. It's okay. The child just fainted from fright. Everyone go back to your seats, and the oath-taking ceremony will continue. Before the students took out their mobile phones to take pictures of the handsome guy who was making a heroic appearance, Luo Wen had already put on his sun hat, and the host Pan Shui, with the help of the staff on the scene, restored order on the scene. Alas, the students were helpless and regretful, watching that slender figure blend into the crowd of adults, and could never find it again. Chapter 296 Hidden Concerns. As Fang Yifen's homeroom teacher last semester, Li Meng also hurriedly followed him to the infirmary. In addition to concern and nervousness, there was also a strange red on her face. The oath-taking ceremony also came to the last stage, letting dreams fly, writing down your wishes on balloons, and then letting them fly together. Huolala, students' parents, senior high school students, those looking for their children, those looking for their parents. The empty playground became particularly chaotic and lively at this time. What? He is pretending. Ha, you made me worried to death. This Fang Yifen is too frivolous. Oh, isn't it? Hey, that's not right. Why would he climb on the top of the rostrum for no reason? Who knows, but I guess he just wants to take a panoramic photo of you when you are standing on the rostrum and speaking, to flatter you or something. Oh, disgusting. No, Fang Yifen, you know him well. I think he just likes to show off. Love to show off. Didn't teacher Li Meng give him a chance today? He is just showing off there. In the noisy playground, Huang Zitao and Kao Yingzi, each holding a balloon in their hands, maybe because they have the freedom to choose the color preference, so one is pink and the other is orange and yellow, which are different. And when the two girls were chatting about Fang Yifen, rustling, the sneaky Fang Yifen appeared behind them at this time. Hey, what are you talking about? Ouch. Huh, you scared me. Are you okay? Oh, the movie Emperor is back. You acted really well in this play. Hey, Fang Yifen, I heard from Yingzi, you are really naughty. Luckily you didn't fall. The two girls were startled at first, and then expressed their concern for him in their words and deeds, and such warm words made Fang Yifen feel that this time it seemed like a blessing in disguise for him. What's that? Hey, goddess, are you concerned about me? TSK, stay away. I just don't want this matter to have anything to do with me. By the way, delete the photo you took of me. Huang Zitao maintained contact with Fang Yifen out of friendship as playmates, but when it came to male and female affection, or to go further, she was obviously resisting from the bottom of her heart. She was a top student who was determined to get into a double first-class university. How could she possibly go further with a student scum who did nothing all day long? Haha, I'll let you show off your poverty, and now you're embarrassed, right? Kao Yingzi was not only a good friend of Fang Yifen since childhood, but unlike Huang Zitao, she had never looked at Fang Yifen differently because of the difference in academic performance. She had always cared about him and provided him with help within her ability, but she was harsh in words and always made fun of him. It became a habit. Hey, Yingzi, let me tell you, I'm taking pictures of my goddess. I can't care about so many things. Even if I really fall down from there and become disabled or become a vegetable, I don't care. You really have a heart as pure as ice, Zitao. Hey, Fang Yifen, do you know the handsome guy who saved you just now? Yes, the situation was so critical just now. If the handsome guy hadn't rushed up, you would have really become a vegetable now. Do you know him? Otherwise, he would have been so dedicated. Tell me, do you know him? I really have to thank my savior, but what? Tell me quickly. To say I don't know him is not so accurate. To say I know him, I don't think so either. I met him in Li Tigan's office yesterday. Teacher Pan seemed to call him Teacher Luo. Teacher, he is actually a teacher? Kao Yingzi was the first to express her disbelief. How could there be such a young and handsome teacher? Besides, they were all in Chunfeng Middle School and had been promoted from junior high school to the second year of high school. When did such a handsome guy appear? But they had never met him once. Hey, I remembered that when I went home yesterday, my uncle told me that after the start of senior year, there will be a new physics teacher to teach us, but he will only be in charge of 2 classes and will be a substitute teacher. He can't be the one he is talking about. Huang Zitao is Pan Shuo's niece and has always been taken care of by him. both in school and at home. In fact, only Fang Yifan and Kao Yingzi, and their small circle of people, know such secret information. Wait a minute, doesn't that mean that after school starts, we will have the opportunity to take his class? Looking at the two girls with stars in their eyes, Fang Yifan turned his head helplessly. He couldn't bear to see his goddess admiring other men. Oh no, I won't tell you anymore. Li Tegan is here. I'm going to run away first. Shasha, by the way, don't forget to go to the cinema tonight. I've bought the tickets. Wife, go over there. I'll go this way. This kid is so outrageous. He even learned to act and deceive the teacher. I'll find him today and teach him a lesson. Hu, Tong Wenji and Fang Yuan, in cooperation with their precious son, acted out a play in the infirmary. Finally, they dealt with the teachers and the care of the school leaders. When they were about to go back to settle accounts with Fang Yifan, this naughty boy accidentally slipped away from the infirmary under their noses. Needless to say, he must have run to the playground to find his classmates. When they came back, the playground was full of colorful balloons and the lively scenes of family activities. Hey, wife, that old G in a suit, it's really him. I just said that I know the district chief who made the speech. Wait, let me go up and say hello. Fang Yifan was acting, so Fang Yuan and Tong Wenji were naturally not worried about his health, but they were anxious to participate in the Let Dreams Fly event. With such a good meaning and such a meaningful event, they must let their dreams fly on time. Old G, really? Then go. The childhood friends who hadn't seen each other for many years suddenly met in the children's school. This was also a fate. At this time, the scene was bustling, with people writing their dreams with pens, chatting with people, and faculty and staff maintaining the order of the event. It was really a scene of loud gongs and drums, waving red flags, and a bustling crowd. As 12 o'clock approached, the active atmosphere at the event site was also accumulated to the extreme. Pop, a balloon exploded. Song Kyan looked at each other awkwardly. Kao Idan was at a loss, and Kao Yingzi with red eyes. Woo, I said, I don't want to write grades. I don't want to write grades. Why are you forcing me to write? Russell, wiping tears, he ran into the crowd. Hey, no, Yingzi. Well, I said, the atmosphere was good today. Why don't you just let her go? Look at what happened. Stop shouting. Go chase her. Kao Yingzi from Kao Idang's family ran away. Fang Yifan from Fang Yuan's family, naturally, could not be a controlled master. Watching Huang Zitao and Kao Yingzi run to the teaching building, he also quietly followed, sharing happiness and suffering. Maybe in his heart, friends, the girl he admires, are far more important than the company of his parents. Hey, son, look at me. Fang Yuan, where is our Fang Yifan? Yes, Fang Yifan, wasn't he just here? Dear classmates, dear parents, the time is almost up. Please get ready, count down to 10, and let your dreams fly together. 10, 9, 8, 1, 0. Let your dreams fly. What a simple and innocent campus life. Luo Wen looked at the roof of the teaching building, where several children released balloons together, and he also walked out of the campus in the warm atmosphere of a sea of balloons. Chapter 297 School starts. Boss, the overall progress of the institute has been advanced to 1%. It is expected that the overall construction will be completed in mid-December, and all production lines and equipment will be debugged. Ding, the other party has sent the overall project budget and the subsequent personnel support solution. Do you need Xinghuo to reply to the boss? Wushin the minimalist modern style study. In addition to a square nano operating table in the center, there is also an assembled ergonomic chair where Luo Wen sits, and a nano metal silver white computer table. The style is unified, and the color is also the silver white color that Luo Wen is used to. These are not bought by Luo Wen on Teobeo in this world, but black technology brought from the main world. The lifelike holographic image was projected above the operating table. The real-time image of the institute's construction, the quotation sheets sent by the other party, and the list of subsequent supporting personnel were also displayed in front of Luo Wen by Xinghuo using different interfaces. Wait, I believe the other party has already reviewed the researchers from these major scientific research institutions, but the number is a bit too large. All management personnel will be laid off, and the internet database will be compared to eliminate the empty and fake ones, and the new personnel list will be replied to the other party. The order has been confirmed, the personnel list has been sent, and the funds have been remitted to the other party's account, with a balance of 25.23759 billion. Well, the Spark Research Institute is a high-tech research institute. Although the main development direction is spacecraft, whether it is a production workshop, laboratory, or personnel, it must comply with our original settings, otherwise, we can only work alone. Ding boss, the other party replied, saying that everything will be done according to what the boss said, and they will strictly abide by the agreement. I hope to officially start the Cation project as soon as possible. Huh, that's good. Luo Wen has calmed down the nervous mood in his heart and temporarily put aside the plan to implement the second plan. After the oath-taking ceremony, no matter good or bad, every family has what kind of contradictions and hidden worries, but the next day is not the first day of school. Everyone went back excitedly to enjoy the last happy holiday before the third year of high school. The employment contract signed by Luo Wen was also written in great detail. He would officially start teaching on Wednesday, September 5th, and the time arrangement was up to Luo Wen himself. What? Teacher Luo, are you sure you want to teach two classes, one for the sprint class and the other for the selected basic class? Except for the addition of a voluntary evening self-study class, the class and dismissal times for the third year of high school were no different from those for the junior high school, the first and second year of high school. Arrive at school at 7:30, start class at 8 o'clock. Each class is 40 minutes, with a 10-minute break, an hour for lunch, 4 classes in the morning, and 4 classes in the afternoon. These were basically the same. Luo Wen, who walked into the office at 6:30, was unique. After he tidied up his desk and poured himself a cup of water like other teachers, Teacher Li Meng walked into the office second, followed by others. Unlike other people whose desks were filled with lesson plans, textbooks, materials, and test papers, Luo Wen put everything else in his drawer except for a notebook with no brand and a silver white appearance with tough lines. Wait, Mr. Luo, you have to think it over. We won't say anything if you substitute for the sprint class, but why did you choose the basic class as well? Hey, Mr. Lee, why are you saying that so harshly? What's wrong with our basic class? Don't we have good students who are active in learning? It's just that their academic performance is a little bit worse. Although Li Meng was happy that Luo Wen chose her sprint class, she was also confused and didn't understand why Luo Wen chose the basic class that ranked at the bottom 30 among the other 7 classes. As the head teacher of the basic class, Pan Shui naturally had to fight for his students. Even if he liked Mr. Li Meng, he had to stand firm when it came to professional ethics. No, Mr. Pan, Mr. Lee, let's talk it over nicely. Whether it's the sprint class or the basic class, you know I came here with a mission. Could it be that Luo Wen meant that he would select 20 students from these 2 classes and send them to the top university? Hey, Mr. Luo, you won't consider us parallel classes, right? Yes, the sprint class already ranks high in grades. How about you leave a few more places for us? The principal held a meeting that day, and although he didn't understand why such a secret news was told to them directly, but the quota for recommended students was in Luo Wen's hands, and of course, the teachers who were thinking about the students quickly interrupted the topic. Wait a minute, I haven't finished speaking yet. Although I'm only responsible for 2 classes in the senior year, I don't have to choose 20 recommended students. Oh, it's almost over. This needs to be kept secret. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Luo Wen stopped talking halfway, and everyone was very depressed. Teachers, you are all considering your own class. I can understand this feeling. If possible, I will give priority to students from Chunfeng Middle School. Does this mean that in addition to Chunfeng Middle School, Luo Wen has substitute teaching work in other schools? At 7:55 in the morning, the noisy campus gradually quieted down, and the first class after the class division will officially begin. Teacher Luo, this is the schedule that the principal just signed and confirmed. You can keep a copy of it. Also, thank you for choosing my basic class. Haha, Pan Shui was touched. He thought that Luo Wen was taking special care of him because they were acquaintances. He personally took the schedule and also said thank you in person. Oh, that's fine. I'm in the second class, and the third class in the afternoon is in your class, right? Yes, yes. When you enter our class for the first time, I will take you to meet the students in my class. This is the seat list. You should familiarize yourself with it first. Haha, I will go to class first. Oh, that's fine. Go ahead. Luo Wen put the schedule on the back of the laptop, and it was directly scanned and recorded into the reminder. Of course, Luo Wen just glanced at it and memorized it in his mind. This was done just to facilitate the artificial intelligence to adjust his schedule. Click, click, Teacher Luo, Teacher Luo. Who the other teachers in this office basically went out to prepare for the first class of the division class. The teachers in other offices also tidied up and entered the working state of preparing lessons. At this time, Li Meng came back in high heels, panting. Here, Teacher Li, is someone chasing you? Swish, a blush suddenly rose on her face again. No, 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 what's going on? The principal said that you will go to the first class of the sprint class later. He wants to bring several leaders of the school to listen. It's not an open class, just a simple listening. Let me say hello to you first. Oh, okay, I know. Then now please trouble Teacher Li to go to the class and say hello to the students. Luo Wen, who looked calm and composed, although he had never been a teacher in a high school, but as the king of a country, a mentor who teaches art, demons, and monsters, Luo Wen has his own calm performance. This made Li Meng, who was worried and nervous, full of doubts, and she couldn't understand the special person in front of her. Oh, right. It's almost time. We have to go to the classroom, Teacher Luo. Then come with me. Li Meng was much more careful than Pan Shui. Half an hour ago, she gave him the class schedule and the student seat roster of her class. Luo Wen also knew it clearly and remembered it in his mind. Teacher Luo, I know you are talented, but shouldn't you be more cautious in this class? It's not good to go to the classroom empty-handed. Li Meng was holding a few stacks of papers and a lesson plan book. She probably took the things to the classroom in advance. When she was about to see what teaching tools Luo Wen was going to take, she realized that Luo Wen was actually empty-handed and looked confident that he was going to go out with her. Wasn't he too careless? Oh, I brought the things. Let's go. The school leaders are waiting. Luo Wen smiled and patted his pocket. There was a crisp metal collision sound from inside. Oh, the physics teacher should have prepared a unique little experiment for them in the first lesson, right? Li Meng adjusted her state at this time, thinking that she was too worried and worried too much. Okay, then I feel relieved. Let's go. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 298 Lesson 1. Shush, stop talking. The principal and the dean are watching outside the window. Shouldn't the first class be Li Meng's Chinese class? Why is it that in the third year of high school, the first class is physics? In the classroom, which is mostly occupied by female students, they hurriedly searched for physics textbooks and yesterday's comprehensive science test papers in their school bags and drawers. Each student has a desk, and the desk is piled with study materials and books. If they just fall asleep, they will not be discovered. This is a sprint class. I believe that it is not for covering people's eyes and ears, but for learning. I think the so-called rich, in learning in ancient times, is probably also in this state of mind. The principal, the dean, and the school leaders are standing outside the window at this time, looking at the sprint class with strict discipline and high enthusiasm for learning. They are also smiling at each other and showing their admiring eyes. Click, click, hey, here it comes. Hello, principal, hello, leaders. Li Meng seemed a little nervous. It was estimated that she usually had difficulty being paid attention to by so many school leaders at once. Well, Teacher Li, you have worked hard. You go in first, but don't delay the class time. Oh, yes, then I'll go in first. Click, Click. Hello, leaders, why are you all here today? Before leaving, Li Meng gave Luo Wen a look of may you be blessed. This made Luo Wen a little confused. Did the school leaders want to do something to him? No, 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 Professor Luo, you are too polite. Today I have finally seen the real person. You are the treasure of our Chunfeng Middle School. It is an honor for our school to be able to come and substitute for the senior students. Yes, yes, a surprising scene happened. Except for the principal who had dealt with Luo Wen, everyone else came forward and greeted him warmly and cordially and shook hands one by one. It was not like the usual majestic and old-fashioned school leaders. It was simply, it was a bit like the scene when ordinary people saw their idols. They are all engaged in the education industry. For these school leaders, they are either leaders of the education bureau or senior talents like Luo Wen. Otherwise, no one who is worthy of their flattery will work. Okay, we are not here today to create psychological pressure on Teacher Luo. We are just purely curious. I hope Teacher Luo will not be offended. The principal waved his hand and asked the group of people to lower their voices. Then he stepped forward and chatted with Luo Wen cordially. After all, he was the most senior person present today. It's okay. I thought you had to listen in the classroom at first, but it's okay. The effect outside is the same. What does this mean? Students, today is the first class of the new semester. The school leaders outside the window are also here to care about everyone's learning situation. Don't be nervous. Also, there is a new physics teacher who will accompany you to face the college entrance examination. Let's applaud and welcome him. Teozi, it must be him. It must be the one who saved Fang Yifan that day. Great. Clap, clap. Some people are still confused, while some people have already cheered and led the applause. Leaders, I'll go in first. Luo Wen looked around himself, confirmed it once, nodded and greeted the leaders outside, and then walked into the classroom. Boom, wow. Handsome guy. Very handsome guy. Isn't he the one who showed up at the oath-taking ceremony that day? He turned out to be the new physics teacher. I was wondering why Teozi and Yingzi were so enthusiastic. It turns out that you had guessed it a long time ago. The lively and lovely young girl, the enthusiastic boy, and the vigorous youthful vitality, like a tsunami, rushed straight to the podium, not to mention the confused Li Meng, those school leaders standing outside the window. It was also the first time they saw the little genius of the sprint class, actually welcoming a new teacher so enthusiastically. Can you do whatever you want, just because you are handsome? The thunderous applause and cheers were even heard from the neighbors and downstairs. They all thought that some class was having a tea party. Otherwise, how could there be such a big noise on the first day of class when the atmosphere was so serious? The noise lasted for more than a minute. It was not until Luo Wen raised his hand to stop it that Li Meng's forehead began to sweat and her tense mood gradually relaxed. She first glanced out the window and found that the leaders did not have any dissatisfied expressions. Then she opened her beautiful eyes and looked at Luo Wen, who was focused and calm. I'm really flattered by everyone's enthusiasm. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Luo Wen. The classroom was brightly lit. On the podium, there was not only a large blackboard, but also a matching electronic screen and projector next to it. It seems that Chunfeng Middle School is also following the trend of multimedia classrooms. Luo Wen picked up the chalk and wrote his name in the center of the blackboard. It is not a flourish or a sloppy handwriting. Luo Wen's writing on the blackboard is like a printed text, stroke by stroke, just like it was printed by a printer. The key is that the technique is skillful and the speed is very fast. Not to mention the students' surprise. Li Meng and the school leaders outside the window were also full of surprise, but gradually they became appreciative and confident. A professor who returned from studying abroad, young and handsome. Everyone still doubted his teaching ability to some extent. With the personal explanation of his superiors, everyone was shocked and slowly accepted his personal ability. Even for a profession like teaching, that requires specific skills, they still have some concerns. Every profession has its own specialization, and a smart person can only mean that his level is not low, but it cannot mean that he is so outstanding in everything he does. It was just that Luo Wen was a substitute teacher, and it was an established fact that the principal could not change. Out of consideration for the students' future, they came to listen in and wanted to confirm it. Now seeing Luo Wen's writing on the blackboard and his more relaxed demeanor than Li Meng, they seemed to have gradually put down their worries and thought of another possibility. There can't really be a omniscient and omnipotent genius in this world who is extremely outstanding in everything, right? Wow, teacher, your handwriting is too standard. Haha. Today is my first time teaching you, and we will be together for nearly a year. I hope you can cooperate with my work. I also hope that you can learn something useful from me for your future, not limited to those in books, but real knowledge. Just as she was about to introduce Luo Wen's academic qualifications and his achievements to the students, Li Meng found that Luo Wen was looking at her, indicating that she should just watch from the side. Teacher, we don't have enough time to review. How can we have time to learn extracurricular things? That's right. The chattering classroom suddenly became noisy. It seemed that Luo Wen gave people a gentle and approachable feeling, so they opened their throats and complained and discussed with the students around them. Hey, you guys. Hush. Li Meng was about to slap the desk to emphasize classroom discipline, but Luo Wen stopped her again in a low voice. When Li Meng looked out the window cautiously, the school leaders looked puzzled, but didn't seem to be angry at all. What happened today? When did the leaders' key cultivation skills become so good? Papa, gently clap their hands. Everyone, be quiet. Move all the desks and textbooks around the classroom. I need you to empty the space in the middle. The bigger the better. What is this teacher Luo Wen doing? Is he really going to hold a tea party for us on the first day? The students were stunned, and so was Li Meng. The principal, who was standing outside the window, nodded and Li Meng had no choice but to obey. Okay, everyone, move. Be gentle when you move. There are students in other classrooms having classes. Oh, got it. There were 30 students in total, both boys and girls, 20 of whom were girls. Luo Wen stood on the podium and did not go down to help. Instead, he scanned the busy students with his eyes, collecting and analyzing new and useful information from their communication methods and behaviors. Chapter 299, Eye-catching. 10 minutes. It took a full 10 minutes. These students are indeed too fragile. Looking at their height and length, their skeletons are there. There are 2 students who are over 180 centimeter tall. However, when it comes to moving things and doing some physical work, it is really unbearable to watch. Luo Wen said nothing, and the gentle expression on his face did not change at all. He glanced at Li Meng and then looked out the window. They are lazy and do not know how to distinguish between grains. This is really far from the scholars in ancient times. As a teacher, he was just nervous and worried, fearing that they would get hurt or have any accidents. Their performance made Luo Wen feel deeply helpless. Alas, the road is long and arduous. Creaking. Okay, let's do this for now. The students who were at a loss stood around at a loss, looking at the messy classroom they made, and seemed to be adapting to the sudden change in the environment. Teacher Luo, what are you doing? Li Meng's mood, which had been put down, became nervous again at this time. Huang Zitao. Teacher Luo, you called me? Aren't you Huang Zitao? If I remember correctly, you are the monitor of our class, right? Come up and put this in the center of the classroom. Swish 3 silver white metal balls, only one size larger than the common glass marbles, but smaller than walnuts. What are these for? Although she was still confused, her face was a little happy, because teacher Luo Wen actually knew her, and called her name. I don't know if these 3 metal balls are expensive or not, and if there are any special things that need special attention. Huang Zitao carefully placed the 3 small balls on the ground. Under the focused eyes of everyone, the metal balls that left Huang Zitao's hands suddenly moved on the ground by themselves. They seemed to be magnetic and automatically formed an equilateral triangle, just occupying one corner each. Hey, so strange. When he looked up, he found that Luo Wen was touching something on the dial of his left watch. Are these programmable micro robots, and Mr. Luo is controlling them? Whoosh. A bunch of bright colorful lights poured out from the small metal balls and instantly filled the entire classroom, forming a magnificent and deep star map with auroras, streams, and a little rotating galaxy. Such a magical and sci-fi scene not only made the students scream and step back in fear until they hit the tables and chairs, but also made the school leaders outside the window stunned and shocked. Holographic projection. Foreign high-tech companies have also promoted it, but all of them require venues, professional equipment, and a large amount of capital investment. But now, Luo Wen just took out 3 metal balls and achieved a nearly real full-scene holographic projection. This is too incredible. Oh, I remember, in the Iron Man movie, there was such a holographic projection device. It was a black technology demonstrated by a villain named Dr. Killian. In this classroom, there are also some science fiction fans who like science fiction movies. They quickly used their brains and thought of the origin of this thing. And Luo Wen nodded in appreciation. For today's first lesson, he also took out the old item at the bottom of the box. This holographic projector with a rating of level 1 is sold at a price of 1 transaction point in the system mall and comes with a full set of technical instructions and implementation principles. In order to keep it confidential, Luo Wen had to choose this black technology that he had long eliminated, which he had picked up in the first world. Wow, this is so cool. Teacher, did you copy it yourself or buy it from abroad? Yes, this is so cool. I would like to ask my parents to buy one for me. No. This black technology is probably not cheap. Forget it. Wow. After the initial shock, the young people's adaptability and time to accept new things are obviously stronger and faster than Li Meng and the school leaders. Now they are talking about it, expressing their feelings and ideas. Zhang Yang, if you like it, it will be yours after this class. What? Boom. The classroom exploded again, and it was Luo Wen with a gentle expression who ignited everyone's enthusiasm and excitement. No, Teacher Luo, this instrument is not a high-end equipment in the confidential stage. How can you just take it out and give it to students? Li Meng panicked and did not wait for the students under the podium to shout thanks and express their excitement. She took the lead and grabbed Luo Wen's arm with her hand, with a face full of nervousness and fear. Luo Wen usually wears simple home clothes, but in order to match his identity as a teacher, he also went to buy a few formal suits. For example, today, he put on a short-sleeved shirt, trousers, and leather shoes, and walked outside, looking like a white-collar elite. Wow, what's wrong? Another exclamation. Following the direction of Zhang Yang's finger, the students also discovered the big news. Teacher Li Meng, nicknamed Li Tikan, was actually very little. She grabbed Teacher Luo Wen's arm with her hand and looked worried and nervous. Are they in love? Oh. Swish. Li Meng, who blushed, withdrew her hand like lightning. The slight reluctance in her heart was also squeezed into a corner by her shy mood. Oh, Teacher Li, you're worrying too much. This thing can't be bought on the market, but it's not at a level that needs to be kept secret. The technical core is very valuable. I have a lot of finished products like this. If you like it, I'll bring you another one tomorrow. Huh? No, are you serious? If you really have a lot, just give me one. Instead of being teased by the students, Li Meng suddenly felt that this thing seemed to be helpful to her in other ways, such as answering questions on exams, or using it to appreciate learning materials. Wouldn't the students be more interested? Well, then, okay, I'll bring it to you tomorrow. Papa, quiet down for a moment. This time, what Luo Wen said was like a superstar giving orders to his little fans at a concert. The classroom instantly became quiet, and pairs of eyes that were seeking knowledge and reverence looked at Luo Wen. In their sparkling eyes, there was admiration and respect for Luo Wen, the new teacher. New technology is not the main purpose of this class. What I want to introduce to you is a new and beautiful world that is worth looking forward to. Li Meng's pretty face flushed, and the students were also very excited. The school leaders standing outside the window looked at each other in bewilderment. For a special talent like Luo Wen who did not play by the rules, they continued to watch, and did not dare to rush in, to interrupt or ask questions. After all, it was an honor and good luck for their school that Luo Wen chose their Chunfeng High School. With a light beep, Luo Wen once again pretended to press the dial on his wrist. The students who were attracted by the aurora and the deep starry sky also shifted their gazes as the picture changed. The starry sky was pulled closer, and a jade belt appeared, like the Milky Way, that was suspected to be the Milky Way falling from the sky. Wow, it's our galaxy map. Zoom in again, the Milky Way, the solar system, until a blue and magnificent blue planet appeared in front of everyone. The life planet that occupies the entire classroom is slowly rotating, just like there is a real wind blowing across their faces, the changing light and shadow, the weather changes, and the boundary between the continent and the ocean. It is so real and so clear. This is also natural. After all, it is a real object scaled in real time according to the proportion. The current level of technology cannot do this. Not to mention the accuracy and clarity of holographic projection. I don't know how long it will take for research institutions in various countries to study just the feature of real time. Besides, when they develop the technology and achieve the volume of 3 small metal balls, it is better to think about turning the things in science fiction movies into reality. Chapter 300 Number 1 Fan. Okay, today's first class is over. Zhang Yang, this is for you. The teacher keeps his word. At some point, the speakers in the corridor played the music for the end of class. The male and female students who had been standing for the whole class, as well as Li Meng on the podium and the school leaders outside the window, all looked intoxicated, as if they were immersed in the natural scenery described by Luo Wen to them, and the clear and distinct physical phenomena from the shallow to the deep. How could time pass so quickly in this class? Oh, it's over. Teacher Luo, you have taught such a vivid physics class. How should I end it next? Li Meng really didn't know what to do. After all, even she herself was highly excited and couldn't calm down completely. What's more, the school leaders standing in the corridor seemed to have not come back to their senses and were still confused. The teaching task of senior high school students is to help students review and consolidate the previous knowledge points. Does Teacher Li have any new lessons to teach? It seems that what Teacher Luo said makes sense, but no, even if I don't have a new lesson to teach, I can't complete the classroom task if I explain the questions to them, answer their questions, or explain the test papers in this state. Oh, in this case, why don't I just let me teach another class? Move the afternoon class to the morning, and I will help them concentrate. It can be done this way, but this is also a good idea. At this time, Li Meng herself did not realize that as a great group leader and an excellent head teacher with rich teaching experience, she was actually following Luo Wen's ideas. By the way, can you help me say hello to Teacher Pan next door and tell them that there was an emergency today? I will also attend the 3rd and 4th classes of their class. I will follow the schedule tomorrow. I will go and apologize to the other teachers. Luo Wen, who was standing at the door of the classroom, was discussing with Li Meng. The school leaders who were slowly recovering looked at Teacher Luo Wen with a serious face and outstanding classroom performance, and left a look of admiration and appreciation. Then, together with the principal, they quietly turned around and left the teaching building. Luo Wen's ability as a substitute physics teacher is unquestionable. Their previous worries were completely too nervous. Hoo-hoo, Taozi, it's over, I'm done. What's wrong, Yingzi? Are you feeling unwell? How about I take you to the infirmary? Luo Wen and Li Meng walked out of the classroom. After a few minutes, there were movements inside. Zhang Yang held the 3 metal balls tightly in his hands, fearing that they would be snatched away by some covetous person. However, out of respect for Luo Wen, the teacher said personally that he gave them to Zhang Yang. The male and female classmates who surrounded Zhang Yang were not only envious, but also annoyed. If they had known earlier, they would have said they wanted one too. Even Teacher Li Meng got one. It seems that Teacher Luo Wen is really generous. No, I found that I have fallen in love with physics class, and I'm deeply immersed in Mr. Luo's explanation, and I can't extricate myself. The key is, the moment I saw the brilliant starry sky, I was completely stunned. It was clearer and more real than what I saw in the planetarium. I swear on my years of interest and hobbies that the holographic images played by Mr. Luo are very likely to be synchronized in real time. Ah. No, Mr. Luo's lectures are indeed immersive, and with the help of this black technology, your face is red. Isn't this a bit too exaggerated? Hee hee. Huang Zitao was teasing Kaiao Yingzi, and Kaiao Yingzi could also see her own excited expression and red face. Come on, you are so excited, I'm afraid you are just fluttering your heart. Ah, don't talk nonsense. How could Mr. Luo take a little girl like me to heart? Annoying. This. Hey, what are you two talking about? Why don't you hurry up and move the table back? You want to look forward to Teacher Li Meng's Chinese class later? Huh. After the excitement, everyone felt that all the energy of today seemed to have been released. It's not that they were weak, but their brains were blank. Only the deep and powerful voice of Teacher Luo Wen was left, echoing in their minds for a long time. Even the physics knowledge of junior high school was so clear at this time. It was really strange. Click, click, hey, Teacher Luo, why are you back again? Yes. Oh, Zhang Yang, this smartwatch is the controller of the projector. You can take it with you. Also, I will exchange it with Teacher Li Meng in the next class. You can move it slowly. I'm not in a hurry. Ah. The sudden joy from the sky made the students who were originally a little mentally exhausted immediately become lively and energetic. Yeah. Luo Wen returned to the office and sincerely apologized to the other teachers. Then he moved all the afternoon classes to the morning. He didn't skip class to be lazy in the afternoon, but because the students' reaction was too intense. What Li Meng said made sense. He couldn't achieve his classroom goals and then leave a group of inattentive students to others to scratch their heads, right? When he came out of the office, he had a smartwatch on his hand that was exactly the same as the one on his left wrist. The one on his hand was actually exactly the same as the one he gave to Zhang Yang, both in terms of material and internal parts. The only difference was the artificial intelligence. Luo Wen's own was of course the standard version, and the one he gave to Zhang Yang was the castrated version. Although it was a castrated version, it was still much more powerful than the current flagship mobile phone voice assistants on the market. Luo Wen, with slow steps, handed the watch to Zhang Yang with a gentle face. Under the envious and jealous gazes of everyone, the boy pretended to be very solemn and put it on his wrist. If the watch was not too small, Zhang Yang really wanted Teacher Luo Wen to give him an autograph. Hey, what's going on in your class? There was a big commotion just after the class, and there was another big commotion after the class. Why are you all going to be recommended to Tsinghua and Peking University, and don't have to take the college entrance examination? Fang Yifan, who was confused, was directly assigned to the basic class, commonly known as the slow class, because of his last place in the class test. He was patient, and waited until the bell rang. When he hurried over to find out what was going on, he found that the corridor was full of school leaders. He slipped back into the classroom, and waited until everyone left. He rushed to the classroom of Huang Zitao, Kaiao Yingzi, and Lin Lia. Fang Hao, I used to think that your poor academic performance was nothing, but now I realize that poor academic performance is really unlucky. Kaiao Yingzi felt sorry for Fang Yifan, but when she opened her mouth, the words she said always felt a little bit irritating. TSK, you're only saying half of the words. Lia, tell your cousin what's going on in your class. I'm so curious. Fang Yifan is different now. In the past, Huang Zitao and Kaiao Yingzi either spoke with thorns or ignored him. Now there is a cousin, Lin Lia, who pushed Kaiao Yingzi to second place in the first class division test. The key is that Lin Lia now lives in his house and gives face to his cousin. Of course, Fang Yifan doesn't have to use his own hot face to stick to other people's cold butts. Well, cousin, we have a super awesome physics teacher in our class. On the first day of class, he showed us super awesome black technology. The key is that his lectures are really easy to understand. They are very efficient and methodical. It would be great if you were in this class too. Ah, is that true? I see you all. How come you all look like you've been brainwashed? Fang Yifan, although I don't really like what you said about Mr. Luo, if taking Mr. Luo Wen's class is brainwashing, I would rather be brainwashed like this every day. Not only did Kyo Yingzi not refute Fang Yifan, her face was full of intoxication and expectation. Me too. Me too. I really hope the bell for class will ring soon. I can't wait to take Mr. Luo's second class. Crazy. All crazy. Fang Yifan couldn't understand what these academic masters and gods were thinking. They used to say that they could relax their brains during breaks, but now they are actually looking forward to class. What on earth stimulated them? In fact, Fang Yifan didn't need to feel confused and curious, because the 3rd and 4th physics classes of their class had already been arranged by Pan Shui for Luo Wen, and Fang Yifan himself would soon be tested by a brainstorming session. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.